There was an idea
to bring together a group of remarkable people.
To see if we could become something more.
So when they needed us, we could fight the battles
that they never could.
Making pancakes. Making pancakes.
But you know, Friday.
Making pancakes. Making pancakes.
Welcome back, guys. This is Arnaldo, aka Mad Dog, and this is The Real, episode 157
Holy crap!
of GG's The Mouthful podcast.
GG! Sorry, I didn't know that was my cue, and I forgot my lines.
Well, I did kind of throw a
the
curveball there.
teleprompter was like
Blank.
off. Yeah,
Yes,
it
it was
kind of
all
broke. Everything's broken, bro.
It is broken. This
apart.
room, sir, is broken.
It's done.
Yes.
Like GG Plex, it's history
Oh,
now.
my goodness.
It's all gone. My PlayStation's gone. My TV's gone.
That's actually like the biggest vacant spot that I'm looking at. Like, damn, the PlayStation is just gone. It's just gone. It's like Thanos.
I was exactly
It's just gone.
I was thinking for the longest time I haven't played anything on PlayStation, and yesterday I was like, you know what? I think I want to try that Mortal Kombat so I can talk about. Oh wait.
Oh damn.
And then I realized.
Oh damn.
Like and I can get the Switch version. I guess it's the only thing that's
don't do that to yourself, sir.
Actually, I heard it was not terrible. Not bad. No. Sorry, that came out completely wrong. I heard it was not bad. That it was actually a very decent port for what the Switch is.
Okay, see, when you have to...
you have to qualify. Well, of course.
Okay,
of
well, that's what I'm saying. Don't do that to yourself.
No. I would have... Because, see, if it would have been priced appropriately, then I would consider it. But when you're pricing it up exactly at the same price of the console, the PC version or whatever...
And clearly it's not.
It's not. Exactly. It's like, what the hell? Why am I paying $60 for this? And again, not that I'm trying to devalue it. It's still Mortal Kombat.
You can call it what it is. It doesn't have the same look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's missing something.
I understand it's feature complete, but I could be completely wrong. Anyway, we actually had a super fan of the series. I mean, on the group, I saw that he was double dipping. For the PlayStation 4 and the Switch version because he liked the idea of having it portable.
Oh, nice.
Like,
okay. Oh, I mean, I can see that. I mean, I guess. Well, okay. Now when I think about it, it is on the go.
$120.
What I'm saying. The extra feature you're getting is you're getting it on the go. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right. Okay.
That might be. He might get it on the go.
Although, let's be real. Nintendo's network situation. I'm just saying.
No, well,
not exactly the best.
No.
Maybe local play.
Yeah.
That voice, of course, is Mr. David Santos, aka Dream Twister. He's been talking this whole time.
Oh, that's
right.
I
have not introduced him.
Oh, that's right.
Guys, we are we're winging a little bit on this one this week. Just FYI, he's moving out. We have to, I don't call it cut it short or anything like that, but yeah, a lot of things are happening this weekend, even for me. So it's going to be one of those things. But thanks so much for tuning in.
We're still going to deliver something.
You're going to get an awesome product.
Because nothing stops the signal.
Yes, nothing stops the signal.
That's right.
If this is your first time listening, thanks so much for tuning in. Please go to goodgame.tech, join the conversation there. And please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone.
And please listen to another show where we can show you the better production qualities of it.
I know. Don't let this one be what you judge the show.
Yeah, no. This is gonna be just for a short commute.
Yes, exactly. If you're going around the store, you know
what? I tell you what. Make some like magical editing where you make it be amazing with the little bit that we have. Okay. It's gonna be 30 seconds of entertainment, but we're gonna stretch them out as long as it takes us here.
What we normally do, guys, is we go into what we've been up to, then move into some news items, and finally, finish with our hot topic of the week. This week's hot topic is ranking the MCU, ranking the entire the entirety
This is
of the MCU.
definitive list.
Yes.
This list is not wrong, except for how wrong we're going to be on
Yes.
it. Especially me, because I do like me some Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I have to admit I have some holes in it. Nothing major.
What you miss?
Well, I miss Hulk.
Okay.
Exactly. Like I said, nothing major.
Not missing anything. Okay.
And I missed the entire. I mean, I would bring in TV series here. Or
No.
just the movies?
No.
Okay.
Oh my God, we'll be here all night if we don't include the series.
I thought we were gonna go season by season.
No, dear Lord. Well, I have my own hole, sir, and it is. That didn't sound right, but I have my own hole in the MCU.
That you wish that you
list
you wish to fill.
I wish I could have filled. No.
Oh shit! No, we gotta take it. No, like, we're not gonna make this joke any worse.
Yeah, no.
We're talking about the movie that you haven't watched.
I haven't watched.
That you need to.
And
Before Saturday. Somehow you're gonna make it happen. Somehow you're gonna make it happen,
sir.
Sir, you need to.
All right.
You know what? It's gonna
here's what-
break. If you don't watch it, it's gonna break you. It's not
gonna happen.
It's not gonna make
unfortunately not gonna happen.
Endgame's not gonna make sense if you don't watch it.
And that's the case. Then I'll just have to pull pieces together for myself.
Then you know what? Just read the fucking wiki on it. You're not gonna watch
I might
it.
end up doing that.
Yeah,
because
just do that.
Yesterday I tried. Like I tried everything.
Really?
I said, you know what? And not that I condone this for anyone. So, you know what? I'm just gonna have to find a way to see it free here, guys. I mean, so like, I just need to get it done. You know what? I blame Disney because they released the movie last month and then they just followed up with Endgame now, and it's like, you didn't give me time here. And dude, the interest for me in Captain Marvel has been
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
I thought we were talking about Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
No. By the way, if we're starting the list, we're starting with that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I couldn't get anything to work. I tried every little thing, and again, I don't condone this for anybody, but I tried every little thing. None of it can work. After an hour and a half, I said, "You know what, honey? I don't give a shit. The movie is not that great that it didn't have to do it." So
you don't know that. You might like it,
sir.
That's the thing.
It could be, but I have my doubts. I have my doubts.
We'll talk about
after the podcast.
We'll find a way to make it happen between
wherever you place it in the. I'm not even going to argue. Okay, I'm just okay. We'll put it there.
Yeah.
I have no idea. All right, guys. Let's start here with what we've been up to, sir. I'll throw it to you real quick so you can get your.
Hey, I've been playing Tetris with boxes. If you want to call that, gaming.
For the record. It's a great Tetramino you have out there.
Thank you. Yeah, yes. It doesn't disappear though. It just makes them larger and larger.
I know. He's like, I keep stacking them. Why are they not going away?
Oh my god, dude! I'm excited. No, definitely, this is my last week.
Yes.
On this house, and I like this house a lot. I like where I live. The problem is, it's too far from work, so I'm excited that I'm moving closer. But yeah, man, no, it's been just that, and because of the excitement, like even when I have time, even when I had downtime, I have no downtime right now because we are ramping it up on picking shit up. This computer is still completely. I need to somehow make this go away. Nothing impulses me to play, and I'm angry at that because I feel like it almost feels like time is getting wasted because I'm not playing. That's the stupidest thing to think about, but there it goes.
Yeah,
that's
how what it is. Yeah.
So I did catch a couple movies like you did last weekend. I watched. Crazy Rich Asians. Yes. Dude, I love that movie.
Yeah.
You already spoke about it. I want to keep my segment short.
Uh-huh.
I really liked it. You're absolutely right. This movie is phenomenal. It spoke to me.
It spoke to me on different levels.
It's different levels. Yeah. No, you guys ought to watch. It's it's your typical. Or I'm sorry, I shouldn't say your typical because I didn't find this. Nothing typical other than the fact that it is, your romantic comedy.
Romantic comedy, yeah.
Kind of like, but it's not in the typical sense. You know, we're not talking about a Adam Sandler, movie or anything
51st
like that.
Dates or anything like that.
Yeah. That's my wife's favorite movie, so don't say too
Oh,
loud.
really?
Don't listen too loud.
I mean, I like it, but I don't know if it's
Yeah.
favorite. But
I don't know if But so yeah, we already spoke
Yes.
about that
Yeah,
one
absolutely.
at length last week. I highly recommend it. And nothing. I just like last night after some heavy lifting and having putting stuff away in boxes. I knew that it was the only little time that I was gonna have to kind of rewatch and catch up on Infinity War.
oh,
I watched
Avengers
it.
Infinity War.
Avengers Infinity War. Like I watched it, but I only watched it once in the movie theater, and I liked it and all that. But I before just prepping up.
Yes.
My excitement level. It's where it's pushing me to. Okay, you need to rewatch this again. It's very different when I'm rewatching with subtitles and I'm understanding a lot of the things that are happening, and it just made me think of how that movie, like fighting, the fighting portions on it, they are so fast and so bombastic. You can't keep up with what's happening.
Yeah.
At some point it becomes like a blurb of things. It just you cannot. You almost can't appreciate, like, say a movie like John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
And a movie like John Wick, every move, every kick, every
choreographed,
fire
yeah.
is choreographed to the point, but and it looks super, super badass, and you can follow it.
Because it's a little bit personal. It's more personal, like it's in the space.
True.
You're in that space
True.
with him. Yeah.
True. And so you take that and you compare it to a fighting scene on Infinity War, for example, or an Avengers movie, and not to say they're not great, because they are. They look awesome, But they're jumping and pirouetting. What do you call that?
Pirouette.
Yeah, pirouetting and doing like crazy somersaults and crazy shit. It's too much. At some point it just feels like, okay, this is just too fantastic. Sure, it looks cool, but whatever. There's no skill here.
Yeah.
Because all of it is being like super wired and super
Super wired.
computer animated.
Yeah,
when
it
they
is
wire your
CG,
body.
yeah.
It is super CG, exactly. So none of it's like watching a CG cutscene of a video game at that point.
Yeah.
So it's like my mind shuts down at those points, but it's still a great movie, and it made me understand more the rationalization of Thanos, with his plan, and I think this has been discussed. I'm not gonna.
Sorry, guys, it really should not be a spoiler after 7 billion people watched it. That's pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
So
the rationalization of, okay, this guy is he's a madman.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's his way, and he doesn't understand any other way of making it happen except for this one. He is obviously
and he has
incredibly
proof that it
powerful.
works.
Yeah, and proof it works. And he's incredibly powerful, incredible cunning. It almost makes you feel like, okay, this should not be overlap, like tap. How would you say that? Let's say, for example, we finally watch Endgame,
Mm-hmm.
and we see whatever happened to Thanos. If anything happens to Thanos, we don't know because I haven't seen it already. But let's say, I don't want to hear about another bigger baddie now. Like, oh shit, no! If you thought Thanos was like, wait until you see.
This should be the end all. Yeah.
This should be exactly
the big baddie. Yeah, there shouldn't be anybody behind him.
No, exactly. So I think with this, like, I have a feel I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't need to.
Oh yeah.
I don't
That's
need
it.
to.
As far as I'm concerned, MCU. I mean, I may check out some of it, but I like looking past Endgame. Nothing has me excited. Like I said, Captain Marvel didn't even get me to go. So
Captain Marvel, I joke about it. Like, yeah, you kind of want to see, if only so you know the character and her motivation and all that, because it's introduced, but it's not a great movie, A, and B, it's kind of ridiculous that Earth has several major instances on the planet. And this is the one where finally Fury said, "You know what? Maybe we should call that girl from the 80s."
Yeah.
What's her name again? Oh man, I forgot my pager. I didn't bring my pager.
Yeah. That picture that was never there.
Yeah,
Aliens are coming down. They're about to nuke New York.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. This happened already.
This is not that serious.
No.
This is not
Hey,
that
Loki
serious.
could have actually, destroy, and then the robots from Stark.
Yeah.
Ultron. And
No, this is still not that
we're still
serious,
not.
yeah. We're okay.
Yeah,
We can
exactly.
handle
We're okay.
this,
Hey. Yeah, there was a floating island that was about to fall
And destroy the
Kazakhstan
world.
or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. And
Yeah.
No, this is still not.
This is still okay.
This is still
we can
okay.
handle this. The Avengers can do it.
When he's getting disappeared,
Yeah.
it's like,
Oh, hell no.
Shit,
Yeah.
Oh, motherfucker. Guess I'm gonna have to.
Now I have to call her.
Yeah.
Damn it. That's
So
funny.
yeah, that's all. I mean,
Okay.
no,
Well,
so you
hey,
can take it
good
over
stuff.
from the next.
I have still playing Sekiro. I'm not gonna talk about that anymore, but it's still an awesome game. I did catch two films. The very first one I wanted to bring up was Bumblebee.
Oh, you watched Bumblebee?
I saw Bumblebee, yes.
Okay. What'd you think?
And I didn't really care for it. And I wanted to
Right.
like it. Don't get me wrong. I wanted to like
It
this
was the
movie.
most right Transformers they have been.
To be fair, I cannot disagree with that statement.
Yeah.
If I look back at the other ones, which I don't like the other ones.
Yes.
Um,
I hated the other
yeah.
ones.
There's an actual dislike
Yes.
to the other ones. It's funny because I've told you about this before that I saw the first one and in the theater and I was excited and it wasn't until a few times later I realized this movie really isn't good.
Yeah.
But I was really just wanting it to be good and so I was excited for it. And then part 2 and 3, Jesus Christ, we're not gonna go there. But and I there's 2 more after that for the record. And I don't even know if I've seen them. Who cares? So this one was what I don't understand about this one, which leads me. I'm like, is this a reboot? Is this a prequel?
Nobody knows.
So that's the thing. The showrunners have said no. This is a reboot.
A reboot.
So
Okay.
I'm like, if it's a reboot, then why is the character from the other movies a young version of him here? It literally his name in the credits is Young Agent Blank, which is the Middle Eastern guy who was in a wheelchair in the other. I don't know if you saw the other ones, but
no. I don't. I mean, I might remember, but
yeah. So it's the same agent guy, but he's young. And I'm like, so if it's a reboot, why is he here, right? And then spoilers here, guys, for Bumblebee, real quick. At the end, he converts from a Beetle to the same stupid car that
Corvette.
this guy gets later, and I'm like, so wait a minute, is this a reboot or a prequel? You know what I mean? So
I hated the fact that it's almost like it almost felt like a bait and switch. You know, they were saying, oh no, yeah, this is a reboot. Psych. This is actually
there was talk that Bumblebee fought in World War II or something like that in the first ones.
Yeah.
I'm like, he got here in the 80s. How the hell did he get? Did he forget that he got here? You know what I mean?
That's why you don't. I still think that. I mean, it'll be smart. Let's just say, okay, because they still have a strong marketing deal with Chevrolet or whatever the fuck.
Guess, yeah.
You know, let's just fine. He became a Corvette now because that's the cool Bumblebee for the kids. You know, for the little kids. You know, this was more a. Oh, you know, all the people that we completely neglect, you know, all those fans that we completely did wrong, you know, with the new movies. Let's just bring him back here with this movie.
Yeah, this is exactly what it is. Yeah.
And then so that we can onboard them again for a reboot. And this time we're gonna do similar,
yeah.
But we're trying to not,
Yeah. So
keep it light on the Megan Fox.
Yeah, sure. I didn't really care for it too much. The story felt like, first of all, obviously it takes place in the 80s, but also felt like it were trying to portray an 80s movie, even with some of these tropes. That you're like, dude, it's like 30 years later, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get it's in the 80s, but you don't need to include these unnecessary tropes. So anyway, it's just
we get it from the beginning. That's the same issue that I had with Marvel with Captain Marvel was, hey, I get it, guys. This is the 80s. You don't need to be like hitting me over the
90s,
head with
it was
it.
90s there,
Oh, the
yeah.
90s. Sorry. In the case of my, but this one was, I had the same feeling.
So she brought some cereal, and I was like, "Oh my god, what? Oh, of course, yes. We need to know that it's the '80s. I
Yeah.
get it. No, don't get me wrong. I love the music selection.
Of course, sure.
I was very
Nothing
into
wrong
that.
with that.
But that was pretty much it. Bumblebee, guys, available on. I saw it on HBO.
It's the best Transformers movie.
But
Take that as whichever way you want to take. Actually,
Exactly.
I still think the animated movie was the best.
Well, that's true. Yeah. If we separate from animation, then yes. But if
got
not,
the power. The first cartoon that I saw saying the word shit.
oh my god.
Oh my god, it has a curse.
Yeah. It's edgy.
It's edgy. Yes.
The second film I saw, guys, and I highly recommend.
Oh,
it is
shit.
available on HBO, and it is a comedy. And here's the issue.
All right.
I don't generally do comedies. I don't normally find them funny, right? They have to be something just not wacky or anything like that. So some of these comedies nowadays just
That'll be intelligent.
to an extent, yes. You know what I mean? But most part, I just like, I'm not really into them. I don't find them as funny as this. Especially a lot of the Seth Rogen's ones. I'm going,
Oh yeah.
these are okay.
No.
Yeah.
But Naked Guns,
but that's,
Naked Gun
that's
is
classic
awesome.
though. Yeah, that's classic.
Airplane's awesome.
That's even more
National
classic. Yeah, yeah.
Lampoon is awesome. Okay.
I saw Tag.
Tag, yes. Oh shit, this is available.
It was on HBO as well.
I need to watch this.
This movie had me and my wife just laughing our asses off.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
It stars several people you guys may know. Ed Helms, John Hamm from Mad Men, Jake Johnson, which is the voice of the Spider-Man, the fat Spider-Man in Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
A bunch of people in it. And so what it's about is this is going to sound really ridiculous. There's this group of friends, okay, who have been friends since kids, and every May they play tag with each other, regardless of what's going on. It's tag, okay, and I mean, you're the old school tag. You tag, you're it, right?
You're right. Yeah.
They've been doing it for 30 years, I think, at this point, right?
Jesus, they're not kids anymore.
No, they're not kids. They're actually adults, like businessmen. One is a doctor, and they literally just, oh my God, dude. The stupid shit they do. So the whole point of the movie is there's this one guy, one of their friends, who they can never get as it. He has a 30-year winning streak of where they cannot tag him for anything. That guy is played by Jeremy Renner, who is actually Hawkeye in the Marvel movies.
Oh yes.
Okay. So when they show scenes when he realizes that he's about to be tagged, it's like this slow motion, like, I hear him behind me. I'll sidestep him. He'll never see it. And then of course they're coming in slow motion to tag him and all this stuff. Dude, I know I can almost understand how this may sound, but
dude,
I freaking died laughing, dude.
It was as the moment I saw the trailer. Somebody told me about it. Showed me the trailer. Oh, they mentioned what it was about, and I was like, okay, this sounds too stupid. And they were like, no, but you gotta watch the trailer. I was like, okay, because I like comedies.
Yeah.
And yeah, when it was done, I was like, yeah, I'm totally it.
So let me hit you on something that this is not a spoiler because it's mentioned. One, it's mentioned at the very beginning of the film, like literally before the film begins. Two, it is mentioned in some of the promos. This is based on a true story.
This is based on a true
This
story.
is based on a true story.
Then even more. There he said.
Okay. So obviously with the premise of the guys, they're like it's all about remaining young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because this is the type of stuff that keeps you young because you
Yeah.
have fun with your friends and stuff like that.
Yeah, the camaraderie.
Yeah, and stuff like that. That as a lot of people as they get older and they're not having this, they literally grow old even faster because they're not enjoying. This is what I love about video games. It's like I feel young all the time. You know what I mean? And that's why I love playing games.
Yeah.
For them, of course, it's tag, and they love doing it, and they plan for every May. You know what I mean? The entire month of May is tag month for them.
Wow.
Anyway, really cool. Highly recommend. Again on HBO. I'm going through a lot of shit on HBO because I have HBO now thanks to Game of Thrones. And there's a bunch of movies that are available there. I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, might as well rack up on them.
Yeah.
And definitely recommend that one.
He's giving its value.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
It's not just Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. This weekend, guys. Oh man. Yeah. Oh man, this week.
I thought winter came in.
Winter is literally at our doorstep, guys.
God.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys. That's all I've been doing. And we're back, guys.
You woke up, whoever was falling asleep or whoever was driving.
Yeah. Now they're swerving off the road and just sorry.
I hope you guys are okay.
Yeah.
You know.
For the record, when your car stops rolling, just know that I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna go into some news items, but first, I'm gonna mention our fresh pick. There are not as many games out there and a lot of repeats, so I'm really just kind of say, obviously, as you know, Days Gone finally came out. You know, the newest game from Sony Ben Studios. It is receiving reviews are not,
maybe of all the first party titles, and to say Sony has been killing it with the first party titles, this might be one you might want to sit this one down.
Yeah, or at least wait, like I'm gonna do, is for an extremely deep sale.
Yes. I got a feeling that it should be reaching that, not too distant future.
Yeah, so I
give
probably
6 months or so.
Correct. I probably will. That's what I'll do with that one. And then, of course, I think our fresh pick is pretty easy, and that is Mortal Kombat 11 coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch if you have to.
Hey, there's a PC. I mean, there's a mobile version of that they probably want you to play too.
No,
there is a. There
I
is.
believe you, but it's not on this list for good reason.
So wait, no weird title this month, this week.
No, I mean, like I said, there's a couple.
Unboxing of the Shadow Tetris 5.
No, there actually isn't that many. Believe it or not, there's not that many games coming out this week. For whatever reason, I guess they're moving out of the way of Mortal Kombat, and I guess Days Gone because they feel that maybe. One game that did come out, which I actually have on my phone, is Ding Dong Excel coming to Switch.
There you go. You go.
Yeah, I couldn't leave that one out.
They had to be one. Ding Dong Excel.
Ding Dong Excel.
Yeah.
Ding Dong.
And we have our fresh pick already.
Yeah. There you go. That's our fresh pick. All right, guys, let's get into some news. First piece of news. I'm going to start off the top here. Bioware said on Tuesday that it is delaying major features for Anthem, including the limited time Cataclysm event that was expected in May, as it prioritizes other fixes like bugs, stability, and game flow.
Making the game fun.
We set aside time for this work, but the reality is there is more things to fix and improve than we planned for. While this is the best thing to do for the game, it means some items from the calendar will be delayed. You recall the calendar? I
remember the Cataclysm was not far off from... Yeah, because that was supposed to be like the expansion endgame situation.
The following features planned for the first act of Anthem, which is the game's first 90 days, have been delayed. Mastery System Guilds, Legendary Missions Phase 2, Weekly Stronghold Challenge and Leaderboards, some free play events, and of course the mentioned before, the Cataclysm. While Bioware hasn't said much about how the Mastery System will work, guilds and other items such as that, Bioware has described Anthem's seasonal Cataclysm events as the game's most ambitious and challenging content. They'll feature time-limited events. Time-limited world events that cause physical manifestations to occur, extreme weather, incursions of dangerous enemies, and new mysteries to solve. This is me talking. That sounds like trouble, considering the base game has issues, you're going to now include stuff that can probably ruin it a little bit more. So that's it.
Who knows? It could be.
I mean, if they take their time, yeah.
If they take it their time, but also just like you said, because of the game feeling so plain, maybe introducing some gameplay features could actually be what jumpstarts it a little bit.
Maybe. So yeah, that's BioWare, and for those still playing Anthem, sorry to say that.
No,
I'm sorry that it got delayed.
Oh,
That's what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Sorry, it got
Oh,
delayed.
okay,
No, I'm
okay.
not. Hey, to each their own, guys.
Hey. So apparently, Call of Duty, it's already out. We didn't know about it. The next.
A new Call of Duty?
Yeah, the Call of Duty is out already. People are playing it.
Oh, nice. It got leaked, or we're talking about some other crazy?
Actually, no, I'm excited a little bit. But the new Call of Duty, I'm talking about the 2019's new Call of Duty game, not an extension of Black Ops or anything like that. New Call of Duty is already playable despite no announcement.
Wow.
This year's Call of Duty is still yet to be announced, but some people seem to have already played it. As a select few American athletes have shared images across social media of them playing the game. And I'm gonna butcher these games. Like I don't know. I'm not a sports guy.
No problem.
I don't know the people. Well, Riley Ridley, to Tajay Sharp, and Nikhil Harry
Okay.
have each posted pictures of themselves playing the new shooter at what looks to be an official event, while All Games Delta, which I guess is a Call of Duty fan site or something, have more images. We've reached out to Activision to verify, and when I say we, I mean like GameStop.
Yeah.
not us. Activision doesn't want to hear about us after we have trashed.
Oh, but they will hear from us.
Oh, but they will have a piece of our mind. GameStop said they have reached out to Activision to verify this isn't some elaborate ruse from the American footballers. So these are your people.
Yeah, football. Yeah,
you recognize those names.
I do, yes.
They sound familiar. Okay, so you know, obviously you know these players.
Oh yeah.
You know they'll be legitimate. They're not gonna be posting trolling, right? The NFL don't lie. Is it the NFL? This probably is.
The NFL, yeah.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. For some reason I was thinking it was basketballers.
The NBA.
Yes. The publisher has yet to announce this year's Call of Duty. Traditionally, each game in the series gets announced around May before it eventually launches. So an announcement might just be around the corner. Who knows?
Yeah.
We do know that Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, developed by Infinity Ward, working on the upcoming shooter. Infinity Ward also created the Modern Warfare sub-series as well as Call of Duty Ghosts. So there are rumors this year's title is Modern Warfare 4, but this has not yet been confirmed. Activision has confirmed, however, that 2019's Call of Duty will include a single-player campaign. Despite last year's Black Ops 4 doing away with traditional story mode, Activision also confirmed the new game will have a huge, expansive multiplayer world, as well as fun co-op gameplay.
Interesting.
No, not really. It's Call of Duty.
I'm
kidding. There's some Call of Duty fans, and of course, good for them if they've been supporting.
Yeah.
I'll be interested in seeing how this one does. It always feels interesting to see how it does, just because it always feels like the franchise is
waning a little bit.
Waning a little bit, but it's never too critical.
But no, it's not.
At least
it has not yet. Anyway, yeah. All right, guys. My next piece: Nintendo will likely release a cheaper version of its Switch hybrid console sometime this June, according to a report from Bloomberg. Corroborating previous reports about the company's hardware plans. Bloomberg didn't specify on a price point or what would differentiate the less expensive version of Nintendo Switch from the current model. Nintendo sells the Switch for $299, the same price the console launched in March of 2017. In addition to the cheaper Switch, Nintendo is also planning a modest upgrade for the existing model sometime this year. Bloomberg said but specified that a more powerful version is not in development. So a modest upgrade, not in power, guys. In October, the Wall Street Journal broke Nintendo's plans to update the Switch hardware sometime in 2019. At the time, the journal reported that Nintendo planned to update the system's display with a higher end screen. The journal followed up with a report in March that the news of a cheaper hardware option. So, looking forward to that. I am still like the plan is still there to get a Switch. I'm just there's something specific I'm waiting for, and once that is there. But now I'm like, shit. Should I wait? Should I just pull the trigger now? Okay.
You probably don't have to wait after all. This is breaking news.
Oh, breaking news.
Nintendo dispels new Switch announcement at E3 rumors. Now, Nintendo has been rumored to be working on two separate hardware revisions for its Switch console. One a cheaper model to release in June, and a second modest upgrade to come sometime later. Whatever the company has up its sleeves, it has put to rest any speculation that it will make these announcements at E3. The quote says, "As a general rule, we're always working on new hardware, and we will announce it when we are able to sell it," Nintendo President Shuntaro Furukawa said in an earnings call per Bloomberg. We have no plans to announce that at this. We have no plans to announce that at this year's E3 in June. The statement doesn't necessarily rule out the cheaper version of the Switch is coming this summer, as Nintendo could still announce at any point before or after E3. The company has made a habit of organizing its Nintendo Direct presentations, sometimes in short notice, to make new announcements, including occasional hardware announcements. So, and then it goes on. I heard a little bit more, a little bit more report on a podcast that even though the possibility of the Nintendo's of a cheaper Nintendo Switch is there, like that's almost that you could almost expect that.
I mean, it's normal. They've done that with every other console.
Right. That other rumor of a more powerful Switch, modest upgrade Switch, that one might be a little bit of a pipe dream. Actually,
less likely.
Yeah, that was less likely. And the reason for that is because, and I hate that I don't have the actual source, so I'm just gonna share it as I remember it. It was something along the lines of, there is someone already assigned, working on this on the cheaper version of the Switch. Mm-hmm. We haven't picked up someone to be working on the next iteration, which means that if they haven't picked up someone this late, this is not a product that we could expect, this year or next year, even I wouldn't expect that. So for those, I don't. If you're considering the Switch, I think your real options are: do I get the standard Switch that we have right now, or the cheaper version? The cheaper version doesn't give me confidence that it's gonna be a better screen. It might be a brighter screen probably, or better battery. Who knows? But it doesn't give me confidence. And more what do you call it? More durable. Also a little bit more durable. Because targeted towards maybe a younger audience, and you want to make those a little bit more, durable. So yeah. I say you start giving excuses and you get a Switch now so you can play Super Mario Party. Oh my God, no! Don't buy Super Mario Party.
No thanks. Yes.
No. Super Mario Odyssey. Thank you. That's the one. And Bayonetta 3 and 2 and 1.
Epic Games.
Oh, yeah, I know them.
CEO Tim Sweeney says that the company will end the practice of securing exclusive video game releases for its store if Valve, the company behind Steam, matches Epic's revenue share for developers and publishers.
that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
That should happen totally.
It's interesting that they're calling them out on it. I mean, literally
Yes,
just
I
calling
know,
them
I
out,
know,
yeah.
I know. I love that.
Calling Steam's 30% cut on game sales and the platform market dominance the number one problem for PC developers, publishers, and everyone who relies on those businesses for their livelihood, Sweeney said in a back and forth exchange on Twitter that Epic could back away from the unpopular practice by signing Epic Games Store exclusive. If Steam committed to a permanent 88% revenue share for all developers and publishers without major strings attached, Epic would hastily organize a retreat from exclusive while honoring our partner commitments and consider putting our own games on Steam. Such a move would be a glorious moment in the history of PC gaming and would have a sweeping impact on other platforms for generations to come. Yes, platforms like the console market, which still is also at 30%. Then stores could Then stores could go back to just being nice places to buy stuff rather than the game developers IRS. Very interesting stuff. That is, wow, that's interesting. I mean, that's like, whoa.
That is,
you know what I mean? Like Steam.
You're saying
Get your head out of your ass.
for real.
You know what I mean?
Calling them out, like you said, and also willing to back down from the practice that is supposedly doing them, well. I love, or I shouldn't say I love. So I'm going to say the opposite. I hate the fact that I see like Epic is doing all these things in an effort almost to balance the PC market, or to improve it, to make it a bit more fair, a little bit more. I guess it was not the word, but
I was going to say accessible.
Enticing. For developers to maybe we want to have a PC version, yada yada. But like the PC gamers on the collective wisdom have decided to vilify them, and the reason they vilify Epic is because, well, my games are not on one place, which is hysterical to me as a PC gamer. A lover of the freedom that that it gives me to play games whichever fucking way I want. The last thing that I want is a single control place where my games have to be and taking in the policies and the politics of whoever is the particular vendor, in this case, Steam. Because Steam started as crap, then it became something amazing, and it went back to
it started going the other way,
into crap. And right now it doesn't. Like, I don't know what's going on, with it in a sense of, and we're talking about in a sense of game curation and politics of their, we accept adult games. No, we don't accept adult games. We censor them. No, we accept it now, but we don't put them who is running this company? But yet, because it's Steam and because it's already big enough, and I think it's the what to say, the 900-pound gorilla syndrome. It's big already enough. It's sluggish.
How do you
responds slow?
How do you change something that's already this huge and already rolling in one direction?
Exactly. And don't get me wrong, they have implemented some good practices in the PC space. Like I do like the fact that they have one of the better refund policies, which some other companies are starting to implement in their own way. But Steam's is reasonable. You played the game, as long as you haven't played it for 2 hours. If you have any problems, with it, you can return it for 14 days, and it's a simple process. You submit it, you get an email eventually, relatively quick. Here's your money back. The game's out of your library.
Yeah.
So they have done good things, but they're acting too slow, to the market.
To do
in
this,
the meantime, you have Epic doing these changes that benefit the developers without having to become what's the word? They're not being avoiding developers from pursuing predatory DLC practices.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously they're getting more of their
They're getting more revenue. They don't have to actually implement these practices.
Exactly.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So
it wins for everybody.
And for the most part, PC gamers are like, oh no, fuck them, fuck Epic. Even though we have to deal with Uplay, we have to deal with Origin, from EA. We have to deal with BattleNet from Activision. Like all these companies have their own. GOG has their own. Yep. But no, fuck Epic. Why? They're stealing our exclusives.
It's the exclusive part.
It's
That's
so
what they.
stupid.
Yeah,
It's so stupid. Like, stop, guys. You own a PC. You have control of
It's
a PC.
not exclusive. You actually have a better chance to get it. Yes.
It's not like you're being prohibited from playing it.
Yes.
If it was, listen,
And in doing so, you are also assisting the fact that the developers / publishers, anybody behind it, is actually getting a larger portion of the share, which is go to.
Yeah, exactly. Which you should be totally okay there, because if they don't go, if they don't take it from the revenue that they get from each sale, they're gonna try to get it from you. They're gonna try to get it from, and by using like predatory DLC practice, microtransaction and loot boxes and crap like that. So yeah,
that's good stuff though. Good job, Epic.
Good job, Epic. It's me next.
Yes, it is yours.
So I'm gonna give you a little a twofer, because I don't know why, but I kind of like to to see this, even though this game disappointed me when it came out. Persona 5.
Oh shit, that was my next piece. All right.
Okay, then you're gonna have to change it now because I have like a couple
I don't have
things
anything
for
else.
it. Okay, then you're done.
I'm done. Hanging up the towel.
I
guys.
win. Not really. Persona 5, The Royal. That's what it's called.
Yes.
Yep. Adds a new Phantom Thief, and it's coming to it's coming here in next year. Coming stateside this year.
This year or next year?
Next year,
Next year,
they say. Yeah. Let me see. Next
2020?
year. Yes, 2020. After way too many teases, Atlus has revealed details about Persona 5 The Royal.
The Royal.
The upgraded collection to the 2016 RPG, which will add a new party member and expand on the social elements like confidence and city exploration. The Royal was outlined in a trailer that was released not too long ago, which dropped details on what to expect from this expanded version of Persona 5. Some of the more straightforward updates include graphical upgrades and new music. The trailer also revealed a new party member. His name is, or her name is Kasumi Yoshi. Shit, I can't pronounce it. Kasumi
Just say
Yoshizawa.
Kasumi, sir. Just keep it at Kasumi.
She is a transfer student to Shujin Academy and will join the Phantom Thieves in their various heists and escapes. The trailer also outlines some expansions, including an entirely new area to explore and confident social links to complete. Social links are ongoing relationship with certain characters that involve hanging out, helping with their personal stories, yada yada. The Royal also adds a new confidant, counselor at Shunjin Academy. Last but not least, there's finally a release date. Persona 5, The Royal, releases in Japan on October 31st and will come to the West sometime in 2020. Again, not sure when I'm excited about it. Like lately, maybe it's the fact that my lack of not having my PlayStation. I kind of yearned a little bit to play Persona 5 because I like the Persona series.
I did, and I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed 5 for what it was. It got long in the tooth after a while.
Yeah.
My son Nick actually just finished 5 I think earlier this week.
Is that right?
Yeah, he played the whole game, played it straight through.
Wow.
And
He
I was
liked it.
Yeah, he did. He
Okay.
did, yeah.
All right. Wow. Wow.
But as he was playing it, he was talking about it. I was like, oh, I kind of miss it. You know what I mean?
Maybe it speaks to that. Maybe I mean, the game is good and all that, but maybe it's not for us
Maybe,
anymore.
yeah.
It could be.
Maybe we've outgrown Persona.
Yeah, maybe we have a grown because at the end of the day, it was about the student
The high
relations,
school, yeah.
the high
Yeah.
school, and the romances and the things and like I remember like totally being into it, especially on Persona. I can't even say if it was more with Persona 3 or Persona 4 because both games impacted me in different ways. That was amazing. They had me waiting an entire console generation
Yeah.
for the next iteration, and then I started playing Persona 5 and you just I knew that it was there, the elements were there, but they were not hitting.
Yeah. I think
I think
we've outgrown them a little
maybe
bit.
I
mean,
don't
really
go-
think about it. It's probably 10 years, more than 10 years, right? Since between Persona 4 and
oh my
Persona
god,
5.
Persona 4 was a PS2 title. Yeah.
So it's more than 10 years.
Now-
The entire PlayStation 3 cycle.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's about a good 12, 15 years maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
that's. I mean, you take 15 years away from us right now. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can see why that is.
And Persona 4, I know it has been remade. Of course, there's that PS
Vita.
PS Vita
Yeah.
version, Persona
Golden,
4
yeah.
Golden, and so I really could use another remake of it, maybe. Oh, you know what? Okay. I take it back. Maybe not Persona 4 because Persona 4 was the most recent one. Persona 3.
Okay.
Now
Like a
there's a story, dude. You remember how you invoke your personas on Persona 5, right?
Yeah.
Like on Persona 4, they have like a card, like a playing card, and they kind of like throw it out in there, the Persona, and then you go Persona 5. How was it in Persona 5? I kind of forgot now.
Persona 5 was they ripped the mask off.
Oh, they ripped the mask.
Yeah.
Exactly. In Persona 4, you're taking the mask
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
It's like you're showing your
A
true
mask
self.
that's like there. When you rip it off, it's blood.
It feels like you're, it feels like you're ripping your face out.
Correct, yeah.
Persona 3, bro. You had the evoker.
Yeah.
The evoker is literally a gun. And the way you evoke your persona, the way you evoke the persona was by pointing the gun to your head and pressing the trigger. Every time that you did that, it just felt fantastic. It was
my
felt like unreal. It had a tone.
Yeah,
It definitely had a tone, and it was great. So, it's good to hear. It's good to hear that it's coming. Maybe not excited to like go ahead and pre-order it, but maybe excited enough to jump back, maybe try to finish this one, because at the end they had good ending, they had good stories, or interesting stories, and I kind of, even though I stopped playing it because just like you say, it was becoming a little bit boring, a little bit samey. I did want to see how it ended. That's something that
I got you.
that I need to go back.
Or you could just YouTube it. I'm just saying.
No, I need to earn this one. I need to earn this one. One thing I'm not excited about to hear, however, is another Persona 5 news. Persona 5S. And that is, I don't know what this is. Persona 5S
I saw the news piece for it. Yeah.
is Persona 5 Scramble. A Dynasty Warriors style action game, not an RPG, and that's what the Switch port is getting.
Oh,
That's what the Switch is getting.
wow.
Oh my god! While many speculated that Persona 5S would be Nintendo Switch port of Persona 5, even Best Buy seemingly leaked a Switch version. In fact, it's actually a Mushu, I think is how to pronounce it. Mushu style action game in the vein of Dynasty Wars.
Yeah.
Dynasty Wars
That's the
franchise.
type of game it is. Yeah.
Yeah, the game is called Persona 5 Scramble, the Phantom Thief Strikers. And Atlus is partnering with Koei Tecmo and Omega Force. I mean, of course, who else is it gonna be but the only people
That knows how to do these Mushu games,
yeah, they do nothing but that. There's the one responsible for the Mushu style Zelda game.
Yeah, Link. Yeah.
Yeah. So this game is coming to Switch and PlayStation 4, though there is no current release window. I don't know.
I mean, it's not, obviously that's not for us.
Listen,
You played
I'm
Dynasty
willing-
Wars,
I
haven't
played
you?
that at 8. Because 9, the moment I started seeing it, that
you
mine
know.
was like Garbaje.
I love it. I played 8,
I
but
played
not
8,
9.
not 9. Fuck
Number
9.
8
And it was
in a
they're
franchise. I played
they
the 8th
are
one.
Not great games. Like I respect.
I hear that they're actually very well made,
I
but they're not. But the game itself doesn't really have a lot to it.
I respect the people that play it and they like it because there is a sense of enjoyable. There is a. It's almost like a trance. It's almost like you shut your mind down and you just because all you're doing is just running around, just pressing a button, just pressing a button, and seeing hundreds of soldiers or whatever.
Get
Jump in
knocked
the
out,
air,
yeah.
and every now and then you make a super move and you look cool, but then it's rinse and repeat for like forever. And the reason I don't say they're super well made is because they're really not. When you see the quality of the graphics and animation and all that, they feel cheap. You know, they feel like it's almost like it has a like Earth Defense Force. Have you ever played Earth Defense Force?
I have never, but I know of the. I've seen.
Have you
gameplay of
seen
the
it?
game. Yeah.
It has its fans, and it's a game that I
It
have
has
no
its,
doubt that
like,
it's
diehard fans.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I have no doubt that it is enjoyable, but like you wouldn't put it like okay. Let's try to see something that we can relate a little bit more. Starship Troopers is a great movie.
Yes.
It's not. See, you think it is, but
No,
it's really not.
I really enjoyed the Starship Troopers.
But we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But it's not a great movie.
It's
It's not, bro. It's kind of like low. It's
not.
one of those.
I mean, I can't call. I couldn't
great
get-
for us.
I couldn't give it an 8 or something like that.
No,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
But
exactly.
it's still all kinds of awesome.
It's still a classic.
Yeah.
It's a cult classic. I
Yeah.
will watch that movie and I will watch
Yes.
it.
I've
over
seen
and
it a
over.
bunch of times. I
Oh, me
love it.
too. I love that movie. But if somebody asked me like, is this movie great? I will have to like super qualify it because
I honestly, my first answer on mine was, "Oh, dude, that movie's awesome."
you need to watch. You need to watch it.
I mean, that movie's awesome. However,
It's not an 8.
yeah. However, it is corny because it
It's
needs
a
to be
solid
corny.
7.
Yeah. But definitely, I don't even know if I can give it a 7.
See?
A 6.5 is if I have to when you look at quality of a film,
Yes,
I
you
have to give it like a 6.5.
There you go.
However,
Yeah.
it is all kinds of awesome.
I know, true.
You know what I mean?
I 100% I
Yeah.
agree with you. So that's what Destiny Warriors is.
Okay, fair enough.
It's that type of. This is not great, but I'm having fun.
I'm having fun destroying.
6.5.
Yeah, 6.5
There
out
you
of
go.
5. There you go. That's awesome.
That's all I got for real.
Awesome, guys. We'll be right back with our hot topic. All right, guys, we're back, and it is time for our hot topic of the week.
Hot topic of the week.
As we mentioned earlier, guys, our hot topic is we are ranking the entire MCU
Yes, we are.
from the worst to the best. And let me tell you, it may sound easy to you.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah, until you actually have to put a number on something and say this is better than that.
I
one.
think this is the point when I realized, holy shit, there has been 21 movies
Yeah.
on this universe.
Yes, not even including, yeah.
Not including, of course,
Wow.
the
Endgame, yeah.
The Endgame.
All right, guys. So here's what we're gonna do.
What
We
are
were
we
going
gonna do
to
with
we
this
were going
list?
to do sort of a. I was gonna say we can do a combined list, but I said, you know what? No, this is personal to each of us. So our own separate list works better.
So you give your list and I give my list?
No, we'll go one at a time. And
Yeah,
we'll
I was going
start
to
from
say,
the 21.
yeah, because that way we could be like, okay, so what is your, and
Yeah.
then one is mine.
Correct.
All right,
Yes.
yes, I like it.
All right. So we
And for the for purposes of the podcast, here to clarify, this is scientific. This is irrefutable. Like
this is true.
we realize you might have opinions, and you
Yep.
are welcome to post them on the comments.
Yes, exactly.
But this is the definite list.
The definitive list
You have to compare it to this.
is in my hands, not his.
It is one of these is the right list.
Yes.
And no, obviously we're joking. Everybody's gonna have their own favorite, and
Yes.
this is in no way meant to be. This is just us being
Yeah.
fools
We're
here.
just spitballing, and although
yeah.
this is my list, damn it.
Yeah, and this is my list,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
his list is the right one, except in a few very glaring mistakes
Sure.
that we're gonna discuss.
Sure.
But you
We'll talk about glaring mistakes when we get
hopefully
to yours,
be
my friend.
surprised how similar they are.
All right, so there are 21 films, so we're going to start with 21, working our way down to number 1, or up to number 1, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
Number 21, guys, and I think this is indisputable.
I don't think anybody can refute
Yeah.
this one. Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, sir. What was the point of this film?
I do not know what happened because I really enjoyed the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Like I
Yes.
was not expecting to like it as much as I did, even though yes, it was super cosmical and super like compared to the other one that had come on at that time.
Yes.
And then it was kind of goofy, not taking itself seriously anyway. But I enjoyed it. It was a
Yes.
lot more fun. Like I learned to appreciate the characters when first I was like, who the hell are these people? And like I'm not a comics buff, so like I didn't know who the Guardians of the Galaxy were, and it sounded ridiculous. The Guardians of the Galaxy, and there's just this group of fools.
Yes. One
There's
of
a-
which is a raccoon.
There's a freaking raccoon.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
how does that make sense? Oh, so he's a space raccoon? Is that what it's like?
Pretty much.
This is dumb.
But even worse was
I am Groot.
no, I was saying
Vin
even worse
Diesel.
was
Realizing that yes, Vin Diesel is part of the MCU.
Yes.
That is the worst part.
If you look at the picture of the 10 years of Marvel, where it had everybody, all the characters there, and you see Vin Diesel, you go, what the hell was he there?
Oh,
yeah.
then it hits you
He,
like a ton of
he
brick.
gave his name. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah, but Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was pointless to me.
Yes.
It didn't further the story when it came to the Infinity saga, and then of course the story of it was all completely telegraphed. I knew that the father was obviously something was up with him because
He was too happy.
Yeah, it's
like
like
this movie
yeah.
has been done too many times already.
Exactly. So it was
Yeah.
like no, there was nothing. I gained nothing
Right.
by the end of it. So there's no redeemable quality. Our number 21, Guardian of the Galaxy 2. Sir,
That is set in stone. Yeah.
yes, you're gonna say number 20.
Okay, so my number 20 is Captain Marvel.
Oh, snaparoos!
Captain Marvel. Man, talking about a disappointment. I'm not gonna go ahead and say like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was pointless. It was just it had no redeeming values. That's it. Everything else here had at least some sort of entertainment somewhere, even if it wasn't a great movie. Captain Marvel to me was a movie that I was seriously disappointed because, of course, it's coming out of this is gonna be the almost seeing it as the female Jesus of the Captain the
Marvel?
the Marvel cinematic universe. Like this is the person that is that's getting contacted last when the whole ordeal with the
Infinity.
Thanos snapping his finger,
The
disappearing
snap.
everybody with the
Heard
snap
around the universe.
Exactly, the snapperoo. I'm never gonna call it that. When the snap happened and this is when shit hits the fan, and you see everybody gets excited when they see that symbol on the screen, like, and I'm like, who is that? Who's that supposed to be? And then I learned more about it, and the more I learned about it, and the idea of it, I was getting intrigued. You know, like I still have my doubts because I was like, I didn't know what this character was supposed to be. And then I watched the movie, and it's like, well, this character's honestly, it feels unnecessary. It feels like we already have the mighty heroes, but
we just need one more mightier hero.
we just need exactly. We need a yes. Almost like, well, let's complete the whole thing here, and have a really powerful, a female human, which is my problem. It's yet another freaking human, getting superpowers. It's like the cosmos is incredibly vast and like a gajillion of species of different planets have come there. But somehow the mightiest heroes of the universe, they're all from the planet Earth,
planet
and the
Earth.
third rock from the sun.
Or a distant close relative of it.
Yeah. It's like the entire origin story of her felt like not a big deal. I mean, the movie was entertaining for what it was. It felt like another B or C movie, Marvel, just like just hanging in there until the good ones come.
Yeah.
In this case, the Endgame being the huge one. But you expected more just because this character, you expect, again, we haven't seen the movie, but you expect this character to play some sort of like pivotal role.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the movie itself, she ends up showing as a really powerful being as at the very end, unfortunately. But still, it was like, oh shit. So we're talking about a person that could possibly take on Thanos. I mean, she had the power to do all this, and I don't know how much I should say, being that the movie is semi-recent.
Yeah, very
but
true.
she was obviously shown as being like incredible power. Like, where is she getting all these powers? It's like, what? I mean, it does explain, what.
Yeah.
See, the movie feels the need to over-explain some things. A perfect example. Nick Fury, you've always known Nick Fury as having a patch in his eye, Well,
I actually heard. So because I have not seen this film. For
Right.
the record, guys, I have not seen the film, and because of that, I have wholly agree with everything that Dream Twister says because I haven't seen the film and I trust him implicitly. So there you go. But that said, I did hear because people have been, you got to see it. I'm like, look, just tell me what you want to tell me. 'Cause obviously, you want to talk about it. I don't think I'm going to see it. Just talk about it. So I know probably enough about the film to go, yeah, I'm glad I didn't see it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But that said, yes, I heard about the what happened, the eye incident.
The eye
and
incident.
I'm like, what the hell?
It is literally like it's a slap in the face on this
Of a
whole
cool
cinematic
character,
of
yeah.
a really cool character.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Like it really like another thing that it was like cool and mystic and mysterious. Like it needed to be explained because of course Disney had to explain it.
Yes.
So yeah, Captain Marvel definitely in my bottom 21
And mine
at
too.
number 20. Yeah.
Yeah, that's both of our number 20. My number 19, I don't know if you share this with me. Thor: The Dark World.
Thor: The Dark World. Let me see. I got Thor: The Sucky One.
As 19?
Yes, 19.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I think we're talking about the same movie.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, this movie was not good. It was important to the overall thing because it introduced
was.
the Aether, which is also the reality
The
stone.
reality stone.
So it was important to that particular storyline, but I guess the villains of the thing, which were the Dark Elves, were just Dark Elves. They're there to freaking be bad and destroy the world and the universe for whatever
They
reason.
plucked them from World of Warcraft.
Yeah. And like, okay, this is wonderful, guys. I didn't care anything what was going on there. The ending was a little bit just oddball with with all the little warp zones that were keep hitting and everything was flying in the wrong zone. Like I said, special effects wise, some of the scenes were done pretty well, but overall, the main purpose of the movie was to introduce the Aether, which it did. Everything else around that was very forgettable.
Yeah, I agree, and I can't. I skipped this movie because I at first. I mean, I watched it, but for the longest time I had skipped it because I hadn't heard good things about it, and I think going with very low expectations, I was entertained. I think I might have
had entertaining moments.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I might have liked it maybe a little bit more, but still not enough to move it anywhere up on this list. It's
I know.
still
When it came to this list, it's perfectly there.
yeah, absolutely.
Number 18, I think we both share this one, if I'm not mistaken, is The Incredible Hulk.
And you will be right. Now, this 18 is also a default, just like Captain Marvel was for you. For you,
yeah.
I haven't seen the Incredible Hulk, and I probably will never see it. But
Ya
I
pa'
have,
qué?
yeah, pa' qué, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. For everything that I've heard, and also the fact that it's not even the same.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah.
The same actor,
Yeah.
playing
Bruce
it.
Banner is not the same Bruce. It's oh God, he's gonna kill me now. Edward Norton is the Hulk
So
in that one, yeah.
yeah,
Which is a great actor as well, for the record.
he should have stayed as. Do you think he should have stayed as the Hulk, or maybe?
I mean, I don't
it's
think it would have
better?
mattered either way because they're both really good actors. I think
Yeah,
what
that's
ended
true.
up causing it was some differences in, I don't know, either
Negotiations.
story or
I
some
think it was
negotiations,
negotiations,
which fell through. But
Yeah.
that said, The Incredible Hulk takes place chronologically after the first Iron Man film. So
Okay.
literally is numbered the second film in the entire MCU.
Do they make references to Iron Man or anything like that?
They do. There is an end credit scene, and spoilers for anybody who finds this to be spoilers, but there's an end credit scene at the end of the film, obviously, why it's an end credit scene, that has Stark come in to a bar, and the general that's been chasing the Hulk the entire time, which you know him later in the later films, he is the one who arrests. He in Civil War he arrests the other guys. I can't think of his name now, but it's killing me. But anyway, the point is he's a general at this point, and he walks in and you see Stark there, and he goes, "Hey, so I hear you have a I don't know, I can't remember his line, but basically they were kind of going off each other, something like that." But Stark was there to mention the Avengers initiative. And how we think if we can use Banner to our advantage for said initiative, and so that's really what it is. That's like the only connection. The film itself has mention of Stark early in the film, where when the experiment is happening, when he first gets the gamma rays, you see the computer comes up and it says Stark Industries, whatever, So
Okay.
it's already connecting the dots there. Other than that. And the last scene, that's really it. It is a
Good.
Hulk film. So the film itself is not really a horrible film. It's just not entertaining enough. And it's really because, not for nothing, you're here to see the Hulk, But the Hulk can't be there the whole time. And what is there when he's not there is not always as interesting. Plus, while the ends, and then the villain here is also... He is kind of cool in some points, and at some point it just becomes a monster movie at this point. He's Hulk fighting this huge anti-Hulk. You know what I mean? Essentially, what it is. So, and of course that happens in the streets of New York, and New York is always destroyed because that's just what happens.
Yeah.
So that
Always has to be New York.
it always has to be New York.
Of all the
Of all the
places.
cities, it always has to be New
Yeah.
York. So, other than that,
They never pick Kissimmee or
and why should they? I mean,
Delaware
there's
or
nothing-
something. It's-
Yeah, no.
It's just change of scenery. Everything.
yeah.
Aliens they come to New York.
I mean, the reason for that is usually tourism. I mean, that's
Oh, it's just
behind it.
Yeah, they know they want to have as many eyes as possible.
Hey, did you remember the scene where this happened? It
Yeah.
happened right here.
In New
It was in CG, but
York.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So the Incredible Hulk is our number 18 on the list, my friend.
Book it. Yeah.
What is your number 17?
17 for me, if I can find it. It was Iron Man 2.
Oh wow. Okay.
I can't recall a lot of things about this movie that should tell you how meh I felt
Okay.
about the whole thing.
Fair enough.
And my disappointment was amplified by the fact that Iron Man is one of my favorite movies of the MCU, and I won't spoil what it is on my list. I will mention it when its time is due. But I really like the Iron Man movie. As setting the tone for the rest of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, I found him like, okay, this is a different type of superhero, because typically superheroes are whether their origins are being cocky and then being humbled by the stresses of what's happening, or their newfound powers or whatever their responsibilities are. You know, you can see like a drastic change almost in personality. They become noble, and also secluded. They don't want to put their their friends and families in danger, so
yep.
nobody should know about their identities. No, but Iron Man is nothing like that. At the end of Iron Man, it's like everybody. It's like people suspect. I guess reporters are asking him. I'll take it. And he just goes to blurt out saying, "And by the way, you know what? Forget. I'm Iron Man." And that's it. And that was awesome. Like that ending was great to set the tone of like, okay, yeah, this guy. He didn't change that much, He did not change that much when he became a superhero, and quite a comeback for Robert Downey Jr., which I thought before that I didn't think you were hearing a lot about his career, right?
No, I mean he's always in and out on certain things, but this is definitely it put him right back on the map.
It definitely did,
for sure.
Cemented it for sure.
So, his number 17 is Iron Man 2, which that's not my number 17. My number 17 is Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, you hater of hates.
I'm going to have to hate here, guys. That movie, first off, should have probably been called Wasp. Okay.
Featuring Ant-Man.
In smaller font. But there's a lot of this movie that I didn't get. First of all, there's a good part to the movie. I'm not going to say it's a good part. There's a lot of suspending your disbelief in this film.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of quantum realms talk, and it's like, oh my God, what are we doing here? And so that kind of threw me off. It also repeated itself on some of the jokes from the first one, which I found funny in the first one. The second one, I'm like, okay, now you're just relying on this. So because of that, overall, there were some good special effects scenes for the record, particularly when Ant-Man became, giant, and scenes like that, which were really cool. And when he was smaller, and the Wasp was badass. And I was like, holy shit, she could just kick ass all over the place. Yeah. But that was pretty much it. So that's why Ant-Man and the Wasp, my number 17.
I will. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get. I want to tell you my place for that one, but I just wanted to mention that I don't disagree with what you said at all. One thing I did like about watching this movie recently is that it perfectly set the tone for Endgame. Okay, because of the because of Captain Marvel. Better than Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, clearly,
absolutely. In the sense that because Captain Marvel was going back to the 1990s, but this one is like, okay, it has, it's typical Disney ending, whatever. It's
the cool thing
fine.
is that there are scenes in the like TV moments where you see things and things are happening. It's to the side, it's not focused, but what's happening in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Is happening, or and they're just not focusing on it because they're not actually looking.
Yeah.
Surprisingly,
they are that level of disconnected from reality that they can't look at their phones and realize that. Oh yeah, I guess.
Well, remember the war happened. Spoilers here for Infinity War. Happened in Wakanda.
In Wakanda,
so
that's true. Yeah.
The only thing that happened was in New York, and New York being attacked by aliens is
there's
nothing new at this point.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, yeah.
And I guess Ant-Man is also. He's in New York, is he?
He's in San Francisco.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Oh, okay. Fine. Perfect.
Yeah.
San Francisco. Another cursed
another city. Yeah, that runs into shit.
But that after we get the happy ending, we get on the after credits, we get that somber reality of the moment of of the snap.
Of the snap. Yeah.
How it ended up affecting the Wasp, basically, the dad of the Wasp, of that character, and but not
the Ant-Man. Yeah.
Not the Ant-Man. Oh, the mom also.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Because remember, all three of them were out there. Oh, spoilers here for Ant-Man and the Wasp, by the way.
That's true. That's true.
By the way, guys, not that we're gonna try to spoil anything here, but we're gonna speak a little loosely about the films prior to the more recent one.
We will expect, if we're making this late, like this is the end game of the podcast.
Exactly, pretty much. Because next week we're having our review, spoiler free and spoiler of Endgame.
Yes.
So everything. Since you already listed this one, and we're on to number 16. My number 16 is Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2. The main problem with Iron Man 2 was that it was a setup film.
Yes.
So one, it was setting up the Avengers, right? Because it literally was the movie right before the Avengers. So that was the main thing, and it just felt like that's the majority of the time that's what we're doing. There were good stuff in it. I like that we finally got to see War Machine. He was fully realized at that point.
Yep.
We had a new roadie for the record. You know what I mean? Which okay, I like I can't remember his name here, but I like the actor who plays him. It felt a little jarring from Iron Man 1 to Iron Man 2, but it is what it is. It was a little bit more political BS in the film, which I didn't care for, but it is what it is. The scene where he was drunk and all this stuff, and I get it because he was quote unquote dying from the poison of the arc reactor in his chest. Yeah. So I get that. Palladium, I think it was palladium disease or whatever it's called. Whiplash, which they never actually referred to him as Whiplash, but the Mickey Rourke's character with the whip, that was pretty cool. How he revealed himself was pretty awesome, but then he just became your typical, know.
Isn't that the one that has the Mandarin guy?
No, that's 3.
That's 3.
This is the one with that, and then of course the other guy was the other weapons salesman who tries to one up Tony, but obviously his weapons aren't as good as Tony. So,
right. Yes, obviously.
But yeah, so the movie just felt a little unnecessary. It did introduce first time we got to see Black Widow. But yeah, that was it.
All right, so we're going to number
15.
15?
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to give that one to Iron Man 3.
Ooh, speaking of the devil.
Yes, yeah. I again, Iron Man being one of my favorite movies, the first one. The 3, it was not great, bro. It was more. I think that is the one with the Mandarin with it.
That is the one with the Mandarin, yeah.
But is that what it's called?
Yeah, Mandarin.
Mandarin?
Yeah.
Okay. How stupid that was, man. That was completely pointless. I can't even recall who the actual baddie was at the end.
It's the guy with the guy who he was kind of a. Oh gosh, what was his name? It doesn't matter, but he was like a nerdy guy in the beginning, and then he sees him later on. He's all nice and good looking, whatever.
Oh, so this is the story of the Incredibles.
See, yeah, sure. So
this is the one where he has the
power. They have their body gets really hot, and they're able to cut right through the freaking suits, which frustrated me with the movie, but.
Frustrated you about the movie. How about fucking Pepper Potts getting superpowers suddenly at the end?
She was injected with the same stuff. The same exact stuff. Yeah.
So what happened? Did it just dilute it from her? She no longer has the powers?
Yeah, no, because at the end of the film, he's able to, because it's a genetical whatever, and he's obviously Tony being smart and all that, he's able to figure out, well, it gets a doctor involved, and they're able to cure her, and him at the same time ends up getting the arc reactor taken out his chest.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a movie with a lot of little weird moving parts.
Yeah, that should have actually probably been even lower. Now that I think about it.
Now that you think about it, okay. My number 15 is the original Thor. While there is good moments in the original Thor, there is. How do I say this? So, think about this for a second. We saw Aquaman, right?
Yes.
All right. So when we saw Atlantis, and we saw how well developed it was designed to look like Atlantis. Yep. It's exactly what you would expect Atlantis to look like.
Yeah, very majestic, very.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So when you see Thor, and then you see, where he's from. I can't think of the name now. Where he's from, but where he comes.
Asgard.
Asgard, yeah. When you see Asgard, and it's like, yeah, this is not cool. And then of course when he finally comes to the Earth, he lands in this tiny ass little town in New Mexico.
Well, thank goodness it was not New York.
Yes, but
I'm okay with that.
We need to find a happy medium here, okay? It doesn't have to be New York, but it doesn't have to be this tiny ass little town that literally has one intersection.
Listen.
That's it.
Listen.
The problem is that it was a set. It looked like a set. It felt like a set. And I was like, yeah, I can't with this place.
Yeah, it's true. What you said about the set is true, but I am perfectly fine with the superhero landing in some like backwater corner of the country and not always on the major cities, the major metropolitan areas.
I get that, and I'm okay with that. He could have landed in El Paso. El Paso is an actual city in Texas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yes, it's smaller than Houston.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Superman fell in Smallville.
Exactly.
All right, and there's no smaller Ville than Smallville.
Well, you know what? This is smaller than Smallville.
Yes, because this was literally a movie set.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing, of course, is the story arc. Thor, he's a dumbass, and suddenly he falls on Earth. Something happens, and suddenly he's Mr. Good Guy. And I'm like, okay, we're kind of rushing to the point here, guys.
Yeah.
There are some cool moments with the hammer. Give it to that.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, that's my number 15.
15, huh? All right, so 14.
Wait, let me do my 14 first because you've already said it. My number 14 is Iron Man 3.
There you go.
Which you mentioned a moment ago. For yet all those reasons, my main complaint was Iron Man 1 made the Iron Suit look like this ridiculously heavy, ridiculously powerful suit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Iron Man 3 made them look like they were made of plastic. And there were like 50 of them.
Oh,
and they were all falling apart because of these guys with the extremist disease that they have. You know what I mean?
I had news for you. Infinity War makes the Iron Suit look like it was made of water.
But it was also a nano suit.
Yeah,
like we need to get back to your iron suit.
Yes, I know. Yeah,
what the hell?
Exactly. War Machine still has a freaking tank.
Still
He's
wearing
flying
steel.
with a tank.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Come on.
Freaking Iron. Yeah.
Nano
Machine
no wonder.
was the part where I was like, oh, come on, man.
Now we just went a little too.
Yeah. I get it, and I'm a fan. And ever since Batman, the 1989 Batman did it with the Batmobile, where you had the little piece of metal that somehow sprouts some metal from metal, and it covers an entire car.
Yes, which was ridiculous.
His
I was
suit, doesn't he put like a finger thing, and then suddenly he starts growing?
No, I think it's coming. Was it coming out of his watch, or it was something? It was something ridiculous.
It's like,
no, I think it was his glasses. Wasn't it his glasses? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It was coming from somewhere.
It looks cool.
He was crying, and it was coming from his tears, guys. That's
but this time in Infinity War, we'll get there when we get there. But it was like his suit was, hey, nanomachines, sure.
Yeah, why not?
They just grew on him real fast.
Yes.
Like, come on. All right, so my 14 was it right?
Yep.
My 14, I'll give it to Ant-Man.
Oh.
Again, not a terrible movie or anything like that, but I feel the Marvel Cinematic Universe has tiers, and that level on its tiers, this is like the C tier, the third level.
Yeah.
The not so important, like you can miss this and you'll be okay.
Is he really a hero?
Is he exactly? Yeah.
Does he even hero?
Yeah.
Does
he
even
hero? Yeah.
Even hero?
Exactly. The whole thing.
Not in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'll tell you that much.
He has some funny moments. Yeah. I'll give him that, and I do like what's his name? What's the actor?
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. I like him, but if I think he deserves a better movie than what he has been given so far.
Gotcha.
Yeah, considering that he is an original Avenger of the comics, right?
Yeah. My number 13 is actually the same one, Ant-Man. Okay. And for a lot of the same reason, I think it may seem like it's low down the list overall, but I still think if we can call it, this is 13 out of 21, right? If we can call it the bottom half of the list, he's the top of the bottom half of the list. You know what I mean? And I enjoyed Ant-Man. It's one of my favorite.
Ant-Man, the first loser.
We'll call it that. He is. It was a good film. I enjoyed it. Special effects were a little iffy, especially with the ant sequences, but it wasn't overall bad. Ant-Man, Paul Rudd, like you mentioned, was funny. I freaking love the Miguel. I think I can't remember his full name. He is hilarious. Everything about the film and it felt like it was in the world because they do stop by Avengers facility at some point. Falcon gets in it, and I'm like, this is it felt separated, but at the same time goes yes, but it's still in the same world, and I enjoyed that for it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go ahead and put as my 13 Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, okay.
It was I enjoyed it a little bit more for the reasons that one of the reasons that I mentioned was that ending that post ending I should say.
Yeah.
Felt
Post-credit scene.
Yeah, that post-credit scene felt somber and perfect setup for Endgame. And just like you mentioned, events in this movie were happening almost in tandem with the events of Infinity War. When you think about it, right? So yeah, I thought that was cool. I didn't know, honestly, to be honest with you, I didn't realize that you were watching stuff on TVs.
It's just happening. It's happening till the second half.
Honestly,
but it's just happening.
I always
like
thought
they
that,
stop at a bar, and if you're looking, you don't even notice if you're not looking. But things are happening, and it's pretty cool.
So I always thought that it was like, okay, after after the plot of it got resolved, and they were just testing the new machine or whatever in the roof. I thought that was like, okay, that was a few months later or something.
Oh, was
like
it
that.
a few months? Maybe I'm mistaken. I could swear that it was things were going on at the same time, but yeah, maybe you're right.
Oh,
I don't remember if there was a jump in. Did it say there was a jump in time from that scene?
No, not.
Oh.
It's. I assume that was the case because it wouldn't have made sense for me to have the events happen so quickly. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Then again, it's when you're watching Infinity War, like the stuff that is happening. I don't think it's happening over the course of a day. Well, I guess it is happening over the course of a day or two, right?
It feels that way, but I think it's happening over a couple days.
At least a couple days. Yeah,
it's not happening all in one day.
Who knows? Then
Yeah.
the thing is to say is that Ant-Man the Wasp, it was entertaining.
Yes. My number 12. I don't know if you have this one there. Let me know yes or no. Captain America, the First Avenger.
I have Thor as my number 12.
Well, my number 12 is Captain America, First Avenger. Honestly, this would have been lower on my list had I not revisited it and revisited it because when I did that, I realized this movie's a little more special than I recall. Yes, special effects were unfortunately very early and very crude when it came to the MCU. That said, the character himself, there is, and I don't want to paint this in the America type situation, but there is something special, something about Captain America that just starts there. You know what I mean? It's just the character alone, just so awe-inspiring half the time. You know what I mean? And this early film, obviously, it's a little bit rough around the edges. The film itself, obviously, takes place in the 40s and World War II and all this other stuff. And don't even get me started on Red Skull, but
Red Skull. I was gonna be my point where I wanted to land.
That's why it sits at 12 for the record. But that said, there's a lot of cool moments. There's a camaraderie with your soldiers and I'm like I appreciate films like that. So overall, yes, my Captain America is, or rather, my 12th is Captain America.
Cool. And I mentioned Thor, which you already talked about. So I'm gonna give my number 11, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say real quick: it's Captain America, the First Avengers, for the aforementioned reasons. Go ahead, sir.
My number 11 may hurt a little bit here. Just FYI.
What did you do?
My number 11 is Thor Ragnarok.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Thor Ragnarok, to be fair, if you look at the list, is my favorite Thor when you look at it all together. You know what I mean? That said, it is a big departure from everything else that came from it.
It is a 180 correction.
Exactly.
A hard
it was just like, you know what? Guardians of the Galaxy made sense. Let's do that for Thor.
You know what? I mean? I think it was more like, you know what? Dark World. Even in the name, it sounded so dark and foreboding, and it was boring. This dark elf. Yes. Let's go ahead and make it fun. Let's make it hilarious. Yes. And that's what they did. They went hilarious.
This was the film, though, that led into Infinity War, because at the very spoilers here, guys. At the very end of Thor Ragnarok, Asgard is destroyed. Every member that's left of Asgard ends in the ship, and the ship that ends up blocking their path is Thanos.
He's Thanos, yes. Again, to prove that on this giant universe, especially space,
Yeah.
where the
Well,
chances of
he
that
was-
happening were...
No, he was going there. If you remember.
Oh, yeah, he was pursuing.
He was
Yes,
pursuing them.
That's
yeah.
true. Okay.
But I hear what you're saying.
All right, so this vast universe, everybody knows everybody.
That was my 11 for the record.
Okay, so my number 10, well, shit, is Thor Ragnarok for the aforementioned reasons.
So
that
for the
you
record,
mentioned.
one of the main reasons why it's also down on this list is God the Hulk, man. I'm just
I
like
know.
the Hulk and Thor basically like children arguing. I'm like, what are we doing here? You know?
Don't worry, he becomes substantially worse.
Yeah.
Even as if to say,
Exactly.
fuck the Hulk.
Yeah.
Like, you know what?
I know.
You like the Hulk when he took Loki on Avengers and that was fun, you know? Fuck that guy. Fuck, the Green Monster. You know, we don't care about this character. They just made him a joke. Literally a joke.
Yeah. You said what's your number 11?
Oh, no, my number 11, I said Thor right now. Oh, that was my number 10. My number 11 was Captain America First Avengers.
Okay, gotcha. Let me make sure.
So and then you talk about right now.
Gotcha.
And then.
My number 10 is Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay.
So interesting that you haven't mentioned Spider-Man Homecoming yet, because I figured that would be lower down your list.
I fucked up somewhere. I think I skipped something.
Well, look at Spider-Man. It's got at the bottom of the list.
No, it's Spider-Man Homecoming. Shit, Spider-Man Homecoming was my number 16.
Are you serious?
Yes.
All right, hold
how
on.
do we scan
Let's
that?
back up.
Okay.
Number 16 for me was Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2, and then I think you went into your...
Maybe we went to 15 pretty quick there or something. Like
Yeah,
that. That
yeah.
could be it.
All right, so...
So go ahead, sir. Your number 16,
So
Spider-Man.
number 16, Spider-Man Homecoming. And I'm sorry, guys. I obviously I skipped and messed up on this
No,
list.
you're good. You're good.
But Spider-Man Homecoming was a movie that I did not enjoy. Not because I have anything against Spider-Man. Actually, I like Spider-Man. I have to admit now more than before.
Mm-hmm.
But because I always thought of Spider-Man as being a main hero.
Mm-hmm.
Then I never put it up as a secondary hero like an Ant-Man will be, or well, shit, Captain Marvel. You can almost say the same thing about her, but no, we can almost say the same thing about Black Panther almost, and you don't want to because Black Panther is awesome. But I
mean,
he's not Iron Man, he's not Thor,
Yeah.
he's not the pillars of it. So with that said, this character felt the Spider-Man on that introduction, he felt like he was just an add-on. No, it was worse because he wasn't actually introduced on Civil War, which we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
But then when you actually see, the story of Spider-Man and all that, not only did he get treated as just a whatever add-on instead of him being like an actual hero. I understand they decided to go with like really young Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And I guess that's
I think he
cool
was 16
now.
or something.
Yeah, he's a kid. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's cool because he opens the door for, hey, this character could actually develop more and more, and we can
Into a
have
much more
the
amazing
young
character.
adult. Exactly. Which now thinking about it, it's like, okay, that's cool. Not to mention, I really love what he did on Infinity War. Yeah, but this story, the story of Homecoming was just dumb. Like Michael Keaton as the villain, motivations and him being and again, spoil. Well, everything is a spoiler.
Yeah.
The arch villain is the father of my girlfriend. Oh shit! Like, come on! Like, all this.
That is definitely. I have to admit that is a
Gross.
common trope.
Yeah.
Or something that's been done before. Derivative. I get that.
Yeah, and he never felt like for all the heroic things that he did, like when he, which was kind of silly also because you kind of have to suspend your disbelief, and that is when that not a cruise, but that
Oh yeah,
huge
yeah,
ship.
the ferry.
The ferry boat gets cut in half in the middle, and somehow he's like grabbing it together by this part, and the thing is not sinking. The thing is still floating, even though it defies the laws of how.
To be fair,
I know.
it doesn't. Things don't just sink that quickly into the water.
But
yeah.
when it's cut in half like that, I would expect it to go kind of quick.
Perhaps.
Maybe it would tilt. I mean, anyway, you have to suspend your disbelief harder. But then, but again, it's just to say, it was like Michael Keaton, freaking Michael. I love Michael Keaton, but I did not like him on this at all.
So it is my number 10.
All right, and now we're right
Because
number
of
10.
the exact opposite of everything you say just now. I think, no, for the record, there were some silly moments. And yes, even though it can be considered derivative, it can, it's a trope, the fact that you're actually involved with the villain's whatever family member in any way.
Yeah.
I was caught completely freaking off guard. I was like, what? Because I literally thought, so if you saw the movie, guys, I literally thought when he opened the door, he was there to freaking attack him. You know what I mean? And I realized, oh shit, no, that's not what's happening. You know what I mean? It's like,
He's just picking it up.
Yeah.
To go with his daughter.
That was great to me. I love Michael Keaton. I've always loved Michael Keaton since freaking Gung Ho and back in the 80s. But yes, don't even worry about that movie.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you talking about?
I remember Gung Ho.
So I remember I remember loving the fact that he is a very low tier villain. Yes, I'll give you that much.
Probably lower than the Dark Elves.
No. I mean, well, I guess in Universal, whatever. Yes, in the universe. Yes, sure.
Any likability.
That said, I would prefer him over the Dark Elves because he had reasons.
I will take
that.
Steppenwolf over.
Of course you would. He had absolute realistic reason. Honestly, it's the reason why people get into crime to begin with. It's like I need money for my family. That's why people get into crime. It's very rare that they do stuff because they just want to do stuff. It's like, no, it's the need.
But suddenly he's super evil though. It's not like I'm doing this for my family because he just becomes a super villain.
First of all, I don't think he ever becomes a super villain.
Well,
he remains
not even a super villain. He's just
he has
a petty villain.
He has the equipment and all that.
And a murderer.
Honestly, if you look at the movie again, which I don't think he has, but he did that by accident when he killed that one dude. That was by accident. He goes, oh man, I thought this was the face. He's like, I thought this was a stun or something like that. No. Anyway, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great scene. I enjoyed the moment where Spider-Man finally realizes, yes, when shit goes down, you are by yourself. There is no one to cry out to. You know what I mean? And yes, I get it. He's 15 or 16, whatever the heck it is. But when you look at that, when you look at a hero's story arc, I think when you take this, you take the next one and probably the third Spider-Man movie after that, and you have this overall arc, you realize, yes, you especially if you look at him in Infinity War, because
I don't think he's gonna top why he was in
Infinity War.
Even with the little bit of screen time that he got, he was just fantastic.
Yeah, I think
he was heroic.
I think if they do him right, I think you're gonna have some special moments. I know, but I know, and
what's coming is not giving me any hope that that's gonna be happening.
I'm gonna lie, me either. Not me either. I'm not excited for Far From Home. For the record, guys.
No, me neither. I tell you what, and I might be wrong in the movie, but tell me if this is the movie that says it. Is Peter Parker begging Iron Man Stark to let him keep the suit because without the suit he's nobody, and Stark telling him, well, if without suit you're nobody, then you don't deserve the suit.
Something like that.
Yeah. You know what? It's
yeah. I know.
Was this the movie?
It's a great scene. Yeah, that was the movie. Yeah.
Okay, so I like that. I like that because he says a lot.
It does say a lot.
It talks about...
Because it's exactly what he went through.
Yes.
Iron Man. And he's trying to instill that in him. If you're nothing without the suit, then you don't deserve it. I think that was what he said.
Yeah, exactly.
And because that's the deal. Because Iron Man is not just Iron Man because he doesn't. And Iron Man 3 proves that, which
Yeah.
is why I like Iron Man 3 a little more than you do. And that is that he spent a lot of time in Iron Man 3 not in a suit.
Right.
And it's because he is Iron. He said it before. He's like, I am Iron Man. It's not because of the suit that I'm wearing. So yeah, it's an important lesson that he teaches him. Saying, if you are nothing without the suit, then you don't deserve to wear it.
Yeah, I really like the message of that. The only redeeming thing that I found on that movie, but finding out like who Mary Jane was also and all that stuff, it's like, oh,
I'm not sure where they were going there. They were going a different route with that, and I wasn't a big fan of that myself.
yeah.
But. All right, so that was my number 10, sir. What did,
All right, so
did you say your 10 already? Or?
No, my actual number 10 is Thor Ragnarok for the reasons aforementioned reasons.
All right,
so I
give
think
your
we were
number
going
nine.
on number 9.
Yeah.
So number 9 is Guardians of the Galaxy, and I enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy 1 a lot more than I anticipated. It actually caught me by surprise. It was a little fast for me and the things that were happening, and there were some things that I just couldn't understand because they were introducing characters very fast, and it was all cosmical and shit. You know?
It's very cosmic, yeah.
So I have to admit I was a little lost on what was happening, but for the most part, the parts where you're meant to laugh, I laughed because I understood the
joke. Yeah.
Yeah. The scene, the fight scenes and stuff, they were interesting enough to keep me entertained, and it was not bad. I was having high hopes. I was actually one of the people, as I'm sure a lot of you were, that were excited about the concept of, oh shit, the Avengers are gonna meet the Guardians of the Galaxy. This is awesome. This is like a crazy, incredible mashup. And no, it's none of that. We get none of that because Guardians of the Galaxy 2 just soured everything.
Well, my number 9 is Doctor Strange. And
You heretic. No, actually, it's high enough. It's high enough.
When I look at everything
I
else,
respect that.
Doctor Strange, I enjoyed Doctor Strange, for the record.
Yeah.
There were some moments, particularly the training and all that, becoming the sorcerer, blah, 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 blah. But overall, the special effects, I think, in this film were probably one of the best in the MCU.
I have to agree.
Really some mind-bending stuff that was done, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Overall, there were some weird, unnecessary moments, especially, and we always say about the MCU, and I can say it pretty much about everyone on this list, and that is sometimes humor is added in sequences. You're going, you probably didn't need it here because you kind of undercut what was going on.
Yeah.
And it happens a little bit in Doctor Strange, probably more than other ones. Not including Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy obviously is meant to be more fun than anything else, so obviously that's not the same thing.
But now even Avengers are doing that.
Avengers been doing that even from the first Avengers. Yeah. So that's So my number 9 is Doctor Strange. I did enjoy it. For the record, I'm going to go to my number 8 because you already mentioned it, and that is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I did not know much about the Guardians of the Galaxy going in, and going to see it, I wasn't sure what I was going to expect, but I got more than I expected, and I really enjoyed the Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
All right.
Especially that end scene when they grab the Power Stone and have to hold each other's hands just to kind of even the
power distribution.
Yeah, exactly, like a circuit.
Like a circuit. All right, I need to make a correction again because I fucked up again.
Number 8. What are you talking about?
I know.
Oh.
I said number 9 was Guardians of the Galaxy. I meant to give number 9 to Avengers Age of Ultron.
Okay.
But
Age of Ultron.
Yeah, Age of Ultron and whatever.
Yes.
Guardians, I'll let you speak about that one. And then my number 8 would have been Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, well, my number 7 is Age of Ultron.
There you go.
So we're right there.
Talk to me.
Age of Ultron, I think, was obviously it's the weakest of all the Avengers films.
Yes, indeed.
And that is mostly because of the villain and some of the.
I was gonna say because of Ultron.
Because of Ultron, and not that Ultron was bad, but it felt like there was just a lot going on in the film.
What was the point of Ultron in reality? It's he was just a rogue AI.
And it
he
was
just
meant
decided to become evil again. Just because.
No, because
he was not looking for Power Stones or anything like that.
He wasn't. but what he was trying to do was to improve the planet. And what I think I remember telling you about this film, and the reason why I enjoyed it, I think a little more than you did, obviously, because it's a little bit down your list than mine, is there was this anime that I remember seeing, and I can never remember the name, guys. If anybody knows the name of this anime, I'll describe a little bit here. But basically, it was a film, an anime film, and it took place in the future. In the future, robots were running the world, and the humans were the slaves. And obviously, you're following the humans, and they're trying to revolt and try to get their freedom and all this stuff. The one robot that heads all the who heads all the other robots, basically, and there is, if I'm not mistaken, there is a nation, but it's a much smaller nation of humans that exists. But anybody who's not outside of that nation is a slave to the robots. The nation there has noticed how the world has gotten ecologically better ever since, even though we are little by little losing this war against the machines. Ecologically, the world has gotten better. Rainforests are now 3 or 4 times the size they used to be, blah, blah, blah. So it turns out that the main robot that heads everything, his mission, his creator, the main mission that he gave him was to improve the world. I made you so you can save the human race from their own extinction. And this is what he thought was, because he gave him a artificial intelligence. This is what he said. Well, the main problem with the world is the
human pest.
The human pest that is literally killing away and destroying resources. So when I thought about this, it's the first thing that came to mind. I was like, man, this is cool, but the execution of it, not so good. That's what the first one, where Wanda, Scarlet Witch, is introduced, and her brother is also introduced, and unfortunately he passes. But there's some characters, and they're okay for whatever reason. It's just, I have to ask, because this was Age of Ultron was the first time we saw Wanda, and she had an accent. Interesting how her accent has little by little gone away. Infinity War, if you just saw yesterday. There was no accent
at all.
I'm like, wow, they just phased that shit out. And I get it. It's been a few years. I understand. But anyway.
Whitewashing, I get it.
Yeah. Some of the characters were a little bit, just not great. But yeah, love seeing the Hulkbuster. That was great suit. That whole fight, that was pretty cool. But, it is what it is.
The Hulkbuster.
Hulkbuster, yeah.
Wow.
That's my number 7.
All right, so my number 7 is Captain America: The Civil War.
Oh, okay.
I always like the concept of heroes turning against each other.
Yes.
Almost feels a little alternate, a little opposed to what they would normally do. What I did not like in this particular movie was how out of characters the characters felt.
Okay.
Like almost all of them, but I'm going to focus on the two main headers, which is Stark, and
Rogers,
and Rogers. Stark being this almost roguish type of hero, almost like devil may care, I do things my way, advocating for government control of the Avengers. And then you have Steve Rogers, the American soldier, the American sweetheart, the government's asset almost, going completely rogue and completely against the system, and he's the one that rebels to the point where he's even growing a beard and something on Infinity War.
See, yeah,
no, but it felt jarringly opposite to what their real motivation should be. Like, I believe that it would maybe if the roles would have inversed, it would have made more sense, But I understand where Steve Rogers is coming from, and especially understand when Iron Man is coming from. After the whole thing
all
with Ultron and all the incidents that we had,
everything going back. Yeah,
he being but it's like in some scenes they show him as this like broken man, and some other scenes he's like just this silly boy again. This perfect. It almost feels like perfectly fine, and that is the weirdness of of it all. And then that by now super talked about fight scene
At the airport, yeah.
quote unquote
Yeah.
fight scene at the airport where everybody was like super pulling punches.
Yes, yeah.
You know,
Which was the point.
which was the point, I
Yeah,
guess. Yeah. And
Because they were there like, I want to stop you. I don't want to hurt you.
I don't wanna hurt
but
you,
I have
but-
to stop you.
yeah.
Dude. You're on the opposite end here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like how easy it was for a group to get a group together to separate and take sides. Like so easy. Like suddenly like relationships didn't matter. It was like
yeah, it did. Like I said, I that whole fight sequence, while I know it's a little bit corny for some people, because they find it kind of like, oh, that wasn't really a fight.
Yeah,
you know,
no.
Yeah, they're fighting each other, but are they really?
No.
You know. However, there comes a point where the
I tell you
gloves
what,
come down.
I tell you what the real fight was.
Yeah.
The real fight was when Iron Man Stark finds out that Bucky, aka
The Winter Soldier.
the Winter Soldier, and also Steve Rogers' best friend back in the day,
Yep.
was
Childhood friend.
was the person that had killed
Stark's parents,
Senior.
yeah.
Right.
The parents, both.
The parents,
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
Exactly. At that point, he was like, "Oh hell
down,
no!
yeah.
This is
Gloves
not
down.
about that." Like it really felt like, no, fuck this shit. For everything
And
else,
you can't. And I don't.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, and the beauty of it is that I don't think at any point they made the scene, for the record. I'm moving on to my 6 because my 6 is also the same one.
Uh-huh.
The scene became personal.
Yes,
between
very.
I didn't. First off, I want to go back to a little something that you mentioned, which was the fact that it felt a little bit just not the same. It felt
Not in
like
character with the
not in
characters.
character with
Yeah.
Captain America, but with Captain America's always been on this side of just. I don't want to say justice, but he's been on the side of what is correct. And the problem is, especially in a lot of these films, is that the side that is just plain right is usually not the side that the team is on, you know, or the group that he's working for is on. You know what I mean?
But that's not a soldier mentality.
It's not. That's the problem. That's
Yeah.
the issue he has.
That's not a captain's mentality, especially.
It is, but it's a Captain America
Right,
entirely.
I-
You know,
no,
that's what I'm saying,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
So that's the beauty.
That's why-
that's the beauty of that scene.
Yeah.
If they would have flip flopped it, then it would have felt like one of the funny scenes. Going over to DC real quick, the scene, the Batman versus Superman, not the movie, the actual comic book and the animated one. There's Superman, who is the America's golden boy. Is right hand man of Ronald Reagan, you know, and he's right there, and he'll do whatever he said because America, you know, and whatever, you know. And Captain America is like the beauty. If he would have done that in this film, he could have easily been paid in like, oh, he's just the freaking lackey for the government, you know what I mean? And while it may have still worked out in that sense, the fact that he didn't, because he realized, one, they need the team. The team is there. Yes, there are mistakes that are happening, and yes, we need to be held accountable. But holding us back, letting a group of people who are not involved make the decision whether we act or not, that might not be the right answer. You know what I mean? So that was great. And then the fact that, yeah, man, when it came down to, and I couldn't even hate on Stark because I was like, dude, that's mom and dad.
Yeah.
I can't even hate on them for funny. And I don't think they could either. They were like, dude, just calm down, bro. Calm down. You know what I mean? And but it just escalates, dude. It escalates to such an awesome, like, dude.
Yeah.
I walked out of that theater watching it, and I was like, man, that hurt a little bit. You know what I mean? It hurt a little bit.
It was like I fully agree with what you say. Captain America going, we're doing not what I'm being commanded. I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, that's out of character because that's not a soldier. That's what I'm saying. That's my whole point.
I get you, but
it wouldn't
Captain
have
America
been.
is not your. He's not a gosh, what is his name? He's not.
No, he's
Solid
not
Snake. You know what I mean?
No,
He
no,
doesn't
exactly.
just
No,
follow the orders,
I get that, but that's what I'm saying.
Makes sense,
It
though. I
doesn't
see what you're
feel.
saying,
Yeah, it just, and then Stark also it's not like it was just him.
Yeah,
It was Stark also being
was
like,
out of- yeah, why are you agreeing with
why are
this?
you
Yeah,
agreeing?
yeah.
Exactly. Why are you winning? You are, if anything.
But he was guilted at the beginning with the loss of the kid who
of
died.
the kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So that,
yeah, true. Of all the things that happened, it was just that kid. It was
Yeah.
the thing that set him over the edge.
Yeah.
But yeah, great fight. Great
Yeah,
fight scene.
Good stuff. That was my number 6. That's why I took. That's why I
Oh.
just kind of phased right into it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put Doctor Strange as my number 6, and I'm putting it that high. Yes, I really enjoyed this movie. This movie caught me off guard. It's one of my favorite movies on the MCU.
Nice.
I did not expect it because at the very beginning of the movie, I thought I was gonna hate it. Like I was not liking this character at all. This doctor's a prick, and it's a rich doctor. I hate that, that typecast. It's like, oh, this is it's just gonna feel like a C-class movie again. But no, the movie, and that's not to say that what happens or like the villains or anything like that. The villain was cool actually. I did not hate that. He was not like super great or compared to other villains or anything like that, but it was interesting enough. Like I really like the way that he had to be handled was fantastic.
Yeah.
Was fantastic.
You're talking about Dormammu.
Dormammu. I
yeah.
love
Not
the way.
not the guys that are trying to bring back Dormammu.
No,
Yeah,
no,
okay,
that's
okay,
true.
okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
But yeah, that this whole change of heart that he has, where he now becomes this, this monk. It's almost a little jarring to see the difference between what he was and what he became.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate it in a sense, and just like you mentioned, gorgeous
Special effects.
special
Oh,
effects
yeah,
were
yeah.
over the top.
Yes.
You're absolutely
Mind-bending,
right.
mind-bending.
Probably one of the that's almost a pun because that's almost what was happening. He was bending shit. He was
Yeah,
bending
yeah. That's what I'm
time
saying.
and
Yeah.
bending everything.
That's why I used that way.
It was nice. It was over the top. It was probably one of my favorite effects also.
Yeah.
On the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I would like to see another Doctor Strange movie.
Oh, it was in the books, but I don't know. Nothing's mentioned.
We don't
since,
know. Okay, all right. Well,
I guess
it'll
it
be a
depends
shame
what. Yeah.
because I feel like this is a character that even though he's B tier, I will put him. He feels like he should be
he's
like
one of the strongest characters in the Marvel universe.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why when he faded away in Infinity War, I was like, oof,
Oh,
he just lost
no.
a major character
I
there.
know,
Yeah.
freaking Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And he oh god, yeah. Can't say good enough. One of my favorite characters on that whole ensemble.
Oh, yeah, he is good, and
Believe it or
he's
not.
up there. The where do I have him at? Doctor Strange number 9. He's not down.
No,
there.
yeah.
My number 5, right? Yeah, that was your 6.
That was Doctor Strange was my 6. Yes.
Okay, so my number 5 is Black Panther.
Oh,
Black Panther, great film. We're in the top 5. So
talk about
I'm
regal
not-
characters.
Oh
my
my
god,
God. Hell
dude. This
yeah.
guy was
ridiculous.
He is fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely fits the role. Earns that role.
Earns it.
Introduced in Civil War for the record, and also very regal, very
yeah.
too cool for school.
Yeah.
And then of course now you get to see Wakanda. You get to see the whole thing. My only, of course, if I had to pick nitpicking on it, is that they probably need a little bit more time on some of the CG, particularly at the end. But that's a nitpick.
I wouldn't say I think that's something worth mentioning
It's-
because
yeah,
it
it's
didn't bother me
significant, yeah.
when I saw it the first time. But then I watched it again and I was like, God damn it!
Yeah,
I
it's-
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, it's like,
now I
man,
cannot unsee it.
Spend a little more, guys.
It was like
Yeah.
everything else was there.
Yeah.
You introduced some really cool ass characters. Like Shuri. I fell in love with Shuri.
Shuri's great.
She was fantastic in that movie.
I'm gonna forget the names here, but his right hand man, the guard, I can't remember her name. She's awesome. She plays Michonne.
Oh, yeah.
In Walking Dead, she's awesome. His love interest is awesome. The villain is awesome.
The villain was awesome, yeah.
Yes, the movie was easily. That's why it sits at the bottom half of the bottom portion of the top 5, but it's in the top 5 easily in the
Yeah,
top
absolutely.
5. There is a space between 5 and 6, which is 6 with Civil War. So there's a gap there, guys. Let me tell you, it just happens to be there. But
Yeah.
overall, yeah, that's my number 5.
All right. And I'm gonna give it its due when time comes because I'll put it a little bit higher than that. But my number 5, I'm gonna have to give it to Iron Man.
Oh, snapperoos!
One movie that at one point in my
Yes.
life was my favorite, my absolute favorite
That is hilarious.
Marvel superhero of all of them. It has been actually taking down a few notches to number 5. Still in the list. Still in the top
Top
5.
five, yeah.
It deserves to be mentioned.
Absolutely.
A movie that I truly enjoyed just because of that ending, like I mentioned way before. Fantastic. Just him, like, I'm not gonna bullshit you guys. I am Iron Man. I mean, that was not the quote, but you know what I mean. It's
Yeah,
like
I am
he's
Iron Man.
like he's just carefree.
Yeah,
Like yeah,
absolutely.
Iron Man. So what? You know, snap away.
Snap away. I know I'm not gonna get phased.
Yes.
My number 4 is the first Iron Man.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right
Number
there,
4.
buddy.
Yep.
Right there.
It's amazing. It's above yours, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's the list is
And
a little fluid
it was-
sometimes. You know what I mean?
I was
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
a little
'cause,
fluid.
Again, that was my favorite.
Yeah.
To me, yeah.
The Iron Man. So I'm gonna say I don't have to tell you about this movie. Everybody knows the movie. It's what
Right.
kicked off the entire MCU.
Yes.
But my favorite scenes, hands down, is when he first gets into the suit, and it does all right, let's do a walk around, and the camera just pans around his. It's scrolling. It's going up further, just going around the suit, and
Yeah.
and Jarvis is testing every piece as whatever, and he still has gold. It's not painted. It's just
Yeah.
gold, and he takes it for the flight, and I'm like.
Oh yes.
Oh my God! This actually is happening, guys.
Yeah,
Iron Man is a real thing.
This went from a comic book, like again, not me being a huge comic book, but before Iron Man, I knew that he was in some comic book superhero. Who
Yes.
cares?
Oh,
And
dude,
to
Robert
became
Downey
like
Jr. Yeah.
right there with like Superman and Batman and all them.
All because of Robert Downey. This
Yes.
is the hands down. I mean, not just Robert Downey Jr. Obviously, the writing and the directing of the film itself, but it's the collaboration of that and the fact that you had such a persona behind it. That's what made Iron Man what Iron Man is today. Iron Man is probably before that. Iron Man was not the popular character that he is now. Yeah.
No, exactly. And
That was my 4.
Speaking of characters that I also felt like they were not the popular choice until you see them on the big screen. My number 4 is Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Yes.
So we're switched there. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
It's still it's basically the same. Right?
Hey,
Yeah, yeah.
I really enjoyed that movie.
I did.
Even
I did.
after realizing the things with the special effects at the very end, it doesn't take away from the story. It doesn't take away from just how cool that character is. God, like
It
they
is.
made
He is. Yeah.
like this is not a character that has to grow on you. It's like from the moment he starts freaking talking, you're like, okay, no, this is my dude.
He's just too freaking cool.
This is
Yeah.
he is too school for school.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. Black Panther is awesome.
And
Great film.
every character, just like you said, the right hand woman.
Yeah, his woman. I don't remember her name, but I call her like, Michonne is what I call her because she is the actress who plays Michonne in The Walking Dead.
in The Walking Dead. Yeah,
That's why.
and
everyone-
Shuri and like everybody else. Oh,
Yes.
so good.
Yes. Actually,
So
yes. A
good.
great cast.
Yes.
Absolutely. My number 3. My number 3, guys, is Avengers Infinity War.
Oh,
Yes.
Wow.
Avengers Infinity War is an amazing film. Let's call it what it is. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. This is a Thanos movie.
Yes.
Okay, you knew of Thanos since the first Avengers, right? When you first saw him in the 1st Avengers, and every little piece of news that happened after that. And this movie, the thing that this movie needed to do was to make that character relatable or understandable, or we needed to understand what he was doing. He could not just be a dark elf. He could not just be from Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, Ronan the Destroyer. He could not be this dumbass guy who just wants to rule because he wants to rule. No, he has a purpose. Is it a purpose that makes sense to the normal person? No. It doesn't need to make sense. He is a Mad Titan. He has his reasons, and his reasons for him are just. And he even has proof because Gamora's planet, he wiped out the half or whatever, and they're all. It's all wonderful now.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
in a way,
holy
it's like,
crap. Yeah.
yes, this work. You almost want it to happen because it's proven that it works. You can make a better world, and yes.
And then you look at every film before this and go, man, if we had half the population, maybe half this wouldn't happen. You know what I mean?
It almost puts Thanos in a position where you know he's the villain.
You know he has to be stopped.
You almost wish he like. It almost hurts to know that he's because he does such a good job.
He does,
and also
he's a very realistic looking big thing. You know what I mean? It's like yeah.
And his mission is understandable. It's relatable. It's something that yes, the way he goes about it, he's going about it. Yes, I realize it's extreme. He is decimating planet. While he is collecting the stones, he's actually using like just hardcore weaponry to kill cities and destroy cities and stuff like that. So he's obviously mad.
Obviously evil.
He's obviously evil. But just like you mentioned one time, one of our conversations, it's a trait of a great villain to have someone that in his evilness he thinks that what he's doing is right.
Correct. And that's the beauty of a good, well-written villain.
Yes.
Someone who you don't have to agree, but you have to believe that that's what he believes.
Yes.
You have to believe that he believes that's right.
Yeah.
And there's no doubting that. There's no doubting when he has proof. You know, when he's like, hey, this is but look at them now.
Yeah.
They're all doing. I'm like, man, that's crazy.
As opposed to like. Let's say Red Skull, yeah. Or I was gonna say Lex Luthor. I'm gonna release this monster. It's gonna destroy shit and stuff like that, and then somehow that equals me win.
Yeah. I can't control the monster,
Profit.
but sure.
That's. I'm gonna destroy your world. Why?
That's what we do.
I'm evil.
I'm Lex Luthor. I'm supposed to do that.
Evil.
Yeah. It's in the script.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you get the memo?
Yeah, it's written right here.
Did they fax it to you?
My only complaints of Infinity War, you mentioned it earlier, or at least you mentioned at some point. I don't know if you mentioned while we were recording, and that is the battle sequences. Obviously, are just these big battle sequences. While there are great moments in it, it is just lots of noise and stuff happening. You know what I mean? And again, for good reason, because it is a lot of people versus a lot of people. But that's one. They underutilize, for me personally, Captain America, which is my favorite of all the Avengers, and for I think a good reason. I'm sure he'll have a bigger role in the next one. But it just felt like, but I love his introduction. Loved his introduction when he just came out. He grabbed the staff that was coming his way and threw it right back. I'm like, yes,
that's Captain America.
Yeah, and then of course they come in, they beat ass real quick, and they have to, the aliens have to run away. I'm like, yep, get your ass out of here. You know what I mean? It's really good stuff. Obviously Iron Man is great. His nano suit, I like it. I get it.
It's at least one of my favorites, though.
Yeah, it's not exactly. It's not one of my favorites. Spider-Man is great. Everybody's great.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on Guardians of the Galaxy. I understand that this guy's a fool. Yeah. I get it. He had reason, but let's be real. He is human, and humans do stupid things.
Yeah.
So that's my number 3, Infinity War.
All right. Well, my number 3 is going to have to be Avengers Infinity War.
Oh, nice. Okay, awesome.
So, snap.
Hold on. We got a little. Go ahead. That must be your mic. No,
wow.
It's your mic.
Is it better now?
Oh, yeah, that sounds better. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So, Infinity War.
So, yes, Infinity War, for the aforementioned reasons.
Yes. Everything we just talked about.
Pretty much. This is a movie that, again, top of the top 3 in this case. Love it. In retrospect, I probably should have put it a little bit higher, or a little bit farther away from the number one spot. Maybe not necessarily number three. Now that I think about it a little bit more, because I did watch it recently, and I did realize how understandably so, but discombobulated it kind of felt, because things were happening in this planet, and things were happening on Earth, and things were happening on this Star Forge, and things were happening like down here. And it was like, it had to go everywhere because there was no choice.
Yeah. The characters are everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. You never realize, like, you wanted to go in and watch the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy fighting Thanos. You don't get that. You get, the group is splintered. Some of them are in Wakanda. Some of them are in the Star Forge. And another part is on
Titan. I think it's called Titan.
Was it Nowhere or
Nowhere? Yeah, when they got the reality stone.
Yeah. So those, because it's setting everything up, right? But it felt like way apart, but also a little disconnected. Like, you have your moments
where
where
it was on purpose, though.
Well, it had to be, because I couldn't imagine like it being different. Like, I believe Endgame is where we get to see what we want to see. It will have to be. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But in this one, it just felt like, okay, I have the moments where it's cool. Like, I want to see Iron Man. I want to see Spidey, and I want to see. No, don't come into the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy again. I don't care about the part.
I was okay with them in this particular one because they're not the focus. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. They're not the focus. And now you're in Wakanda, but in Wakanda, like, it's just nonstop battle, crazy stuff. And what I was mentioning to you that you said was that, yes, the fights look awesome in a sense. They look awesome, but because they just look too crazy, and people are doing like crazy somersault and crazy contortion moves too, and everything's happening like so fast and so crazy and so fantastical that it almost becomes noise.
Yeah.
Whereas you see a fight scene in a movie like John Wick, and you don't get that.
No.
In John Wick, every move you can see it. It's almost like you feel every hit. He looks like a total badass fighting, even if he's fighting a horde of people. It still looks cool. And in this one, you see all of them fighting a bunch of people, but it just feels like white noise.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, like, my mind wandered. Like, I wasn't paying attention. It was just, okay, the fight scene's happening.
The fight's happening.
This is just, I don't have to see. I don't have to see anything, because there is not one particular fight that I can see. Oh shit, this feels badass. It was just. It almost felt nonsensical. Not nonsensical, but forget the term. But it was very focused. Yes. But yeah, I did like. Obviously, that story thing with Thanos kicking ass from the very beginning.
Also, yeah.
Then, in no point, at the point that he looked like he was about to be beaten, about to be down. Star-Lord has to come in and fuck it all up, and regardless of the things, and also the other my other problem, which happened twice, is you know what, this stone's got, you understand, first, we're heroes, these stones have to go. If something happens to me, you have to kill me. And the other person is like, no, I don't know. Yeah. It's like, what is it there I don't know about?
Yeah.
Are you not getting,
dude.
Bro, you're my bro.
Yeah.
I love you, bro. But if I'm sure that if in your situation, if you know that killing me was the only way to save the entire planet, and I would tell you, bro, kill me, this planet is gonna get fucked now. Everything's gonna be destroyed. You don't know what future if the human race is gonna have if you don't do this. Do it. I expect you to do it, especially if you're heroic, regardless of the feelings that you have for it. It could be. I don't mean to make this morbid, because I know it's a difficult choice.
That's the whole point.
It's definitely Sophie's choice in this point. It's like, I get that, But this level of superheroes, you sort of expect already to know the consequences of their inactions. So when Star-Lord
Yeah. I would
hesitates
expect
on
that,
shooting
yeah.
Gamora, which actually I thought he was not gonna, but he did.
He did.
At least I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Of course, it didn't
The
work
problem
because
is that he took too long.
it he gets all bubbled out. And no,
Correct.
I think if he would have done it on the spot, I think Thanos would have probably bubbled out. Maybe.
Correct.
Maybe.
But if he would have done it immediately.
Immediately, probably. Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's true.
saying? Because the whole point was he tried to, hey, do this. And like, no. The
It's
moment
like-
you saw she was grabbed, that was it.
Yeah,
that was
you
go
needed
time,
to.
yeah.
You needed, and of
Yeah.
course, Scarlet Witch and Vision.
And
which,
that was an unnecessary, which I don't like. I never got the two.
I
You know,
didn't,
I didn't relate.
neither.
And it's, I was like,
me
"Oh,
neither.
I don't
It's like,
care
okay,
about
I
this."
understand what you're trying to do with the humanizing, but the Vision is not human.
No.
Scarlet Witch, she is human. I mean, she is a superhuman,
of, yeah.
but she
Yeah.
is still like,
Yeah.
what do you need? Like, what's going on here? It was too weird, you know.
Yeah.
It was too weird. So
And
I'm
it was,
sorry.
and to hang a scene as important on two characters that you really didn't feel a connection
Yeah,
for,
mhm.
or you didn't feel their connection for each other.
Yeah.
it was not.
It felt like the connection was like artificial and unnatural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He thought he was able to just rewind.
No, exactly.
Because I'm
It's like,
had
what
you
a-
done that before he got there, he wouldn't know when to rewind time till. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well. One of my favorite scenes.
Maybe
was
it's like Life is Strange, where he can just rewind time, but only until a certain point.
Yeah, could be, yeah. Till that thing winds down.
Yeah, exactly.
One of my favorite scenes is when Thor gets there with his new axe.
Yes.
And he's Stormbreaker, and then he just jumps really high,
And
the
he becomes a
clouds-
god.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
He is
dude,
a
that
fucking god at
scene
that point,
gives me
yeah.
goosebumps every freaking
Yeah,
time.
he looks-
So good.
Thor completely restored
Yeah.
his
Exactly.
the
And he has his
appreciation.
eye back. Yeah.
He has. Oh, that's stupid though. He gets his like. These people treat
It's
eyes like if it
yeah.
was nothing. It's like,
I
oh,
mean,
you can
you
lose
know.
it. You can get it back. Don't
He
worry.
goes,
And by the
you
way,
probably should have watched that.
I stuck the either you put it, I just stuck it on my ass. So
Oh,
dumb.
come on. I love it.
But I still, he earned the respect again.
Yeah. My number 2, guys, is the original Avengers. The original Avengers, to me, was the dream that you just never thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And amazing. Love the movie. I've watched it so many times.
Yeah.
And I can watch it a million times more. It just does not get old.
There was pre-Disneyfication.
It was pre-Disney.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know,
way
huh.
before, yeah.
You
Very
almost
pre-
wonder, like, some of the best movies actually tended to happen
Tend to be a little bit
before.
early, yep,
Early, and yeah.
Yeah, you wonder why.
Yeah,
Wonder why that is.
why
Yeah.
too.
But
Maybe
yes,
they were not relying on the same tropes.
maybe, yes. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I thought it was, of course, the money shot. The money shot. We all know what the money shot is. When you see them all together, you're just like, Jesus, dude, that was just. I mean, I think I sat up a little bit or stood up maybe a little bit in my chair when I saw it in the theater. I saw it in Point Orlando on the IMAX, and I was just like, "Oh my God, this is actually happening!" You know, so great. The story is a little thin, but it doesn't need to be much more than that because it doesn't need to be. You know what I mean? We know what it is. It's an invasion.
And Loki as a villain
was great.
Was fantastic.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah,
one of
I
the
almost
best ones, yeah.
I almost regretted they're trying to like just normalize Loki.
Yeah.
Because he is. My mic is doing things again. I think we're losing this mic.
I think so too.
I think we're losing this mic. Hello. Okay.
Oh, you sound good there.
Stop it, Thanos. Go back to your corner. I thought the money shot of that movie was actually precisely Loki commanding the Hulk to bow down before him, and then they just Hulk
was great.
grabbing and beating the living shit out of him.
Oh my God, like a rag doll.
Dude.
And it was, dude, I think we all fell out of the chairs.
Here's the
when we
thing.
watched, yeah.
Here's the thing. One of the best moments of all the Marvel movies was that, and also the moment that I feel started to ruin the rest of the movies because suddenly it felt like every Marvel movie had to have a one of those moments. Alexa, shut the fuck up. It felt like all they were pursuing that comical thing, that comical level of that, and
The funny thing is,
unearned.
yeah, if you look at that scene, it is hilarious.
It is
But
totally.
it's also not exactly meant to be funny. You know what I'm saying? He's just
It's hilarious.
it's-
There's no way to
what I'm
laugh
saying is
and be
that
like, yes.
what I'm saying is
Get over
that
your
he
shit.
this guy's commanding him to, what are you doing? I'm a freaking god, whatever,
You're
and
a
then
beast.
the Hulk does what the Hulk does.
Yeah.
And that's it. He walks
He
away.
smashes.
Yeah, he just this freaking busts his ass everywhere.
I love that, and people love that also in the movie theater. I heard constantly of people like super cheering in the movie theater because of that, and
The money shot.
unfortunately-
The money shot to me is when all 6 characters are on the street and the camera pans around all 6 of them.
Yeah.
and it's just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
there it is. There it is. It's actually happening. Anyway, you guys have seen Avengers. I love Avengers. I think it's one of my favorites.
Sir,
Uh-huh.
in the interest of the appreciation that I have for you, I'm gonna let you take the number 1 spot and tell.
Oh, what's your number 2?
It's the same movie. It's
Oh,
also,
we're all the same here.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's funny because
Nice.
we didn't.
We didn't talk
at
about
that point,
this one, yeah.
We didn't talk about a top 5. We were like trying to like.
I think we
put
only
the
got to
other-
about 10, and then from there on,
And then from there we went on our own.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was amazing to see how close we were.
That's amazing. Okay.
So
Well,
yeah, Avengers totally. Yeah.
So yeah, that's number 2, and number 1, guys.
It
It's
goes without saying.
unfortunately it's undisputable to date.
Yeah.
And yes, that includes Infinity War, and that is Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Yay!
It is my absolute favorite of the MCU. It is pre-Disney.
Yes.
It is, believe it or not, a little more violent.
It is
than
a lot
the-
more.
than
It's a
any
little bit
other
more
ones.
violent, a little bit more mature on the.
Very more mature, more espionage.
Yeah.
The film stands on its own. You can watch this film and not watch any other MCU, and
Yeah.
you are fine.
Yeah, I agree.
It brings back characters from the original Captain America, which is the dude with the glasses. It brings it. There's intrigue. There is betrayal. There is
Dude, at the highest order,
At the highest level.
people that you've seen through, I think, movies, right? And
Yes.
and also and the
Agent
movie-
Sitwell. He
Yes.
was not only was he in the earlier films as the right hand man of Coulson.
Yeah.
He was also in the Agents of Shield.
And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., yeah,
And he's
exactly.
and then suddenly half of the entire Agents of Shield is now Hydra.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
it turns out we're working
And
for Hydra.
It was masterfully done. It was masterfully explained. I don't
Yes.
really care, and I'll be the first one to say, large exposition drops
Hmm.
are usually not exactly what you want to see in a film.
Right.
Okay. However, the way this was done, because it was something that was embedded in so long,
Yeah.
it needed the explanation and gave the explanation in a quick manner. And then
Yeah.
he even goes, the guy, the robot, the machine, whatever, who's telling him the history, I'm afraid I've been stalling, because there's a missile on their way to you. So that's the reason why I'm giving you all this information. I'm like, yes, even the exposition drop was well handled. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The action is well handled. Oh, dude, it's the best action film.
Dude,
It's the
it
best
is.
action film in MCU.
Absolutely. Now that's the action scene, the fight scenes on this one is the total opposite of what I was trying to convey when I was talking about Infinity War.
Yeah.
In this, the fights are almost very choreographed.
Yes.
Very
Much more personal,
realistic, more
realistic,
personal,
much more personal because
exactly.
you're up close with everybody.
Yeah. That death were like
Yes.
for reals. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, this is
There
not
was actual fear at this point of
Yes.
losing characters, even though obviously later on, but at that point when you first saw it,
Yeah.
there was a fear. I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
Fury's gone. Oh man, Widow just got shot.
Oh,
Oh man,
yeah,
you don't know
yeah.
what the hell's going on. Yeah,
And then and then you get to that scene of Captain America and
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, which it's Bucky's his best
Yeah, Bucky,
friend.
yes, Bucky,
And I still to this day cannot pass that of Bucky obviously like his mind wiped
Yes.
or whatever, like just fighting and beating the crap out of Captain America, and Captain America be like, no, I'm not gonna fight
I'm
you.
not gonna fight
I'm
you,
not
man.
gonna fight you. You're my friend. I
Yeah.
can't. No,
It's so good.
It's
really-
like super action, but you still can't handle. You almost can't handle the tears because you're like, no, it's like
I'm gonna
funny.
watch it again. Like,
He's
I could totally
funny. He's doing-
You watch Infinity War? I was like, I was just gonna watch Captain America with a soldier again because I just
That's a movie, and that is completely watchable. That it again,
absolutely
the
Absolutely.
best movie
MCU film,
on the
yeah.
MCU film,
Absolutely.
on the MCU universe, without on the
because
MCU.
it does have your superpower elements. It does
Yep.
have all that stuff, but it also keeps it grounded,
Super grounded,
to the point. And like I said, it's a standalone film. You can watch this film, and at no point it does. You don't have to watch anything before or after, and you just get it. You just freaking get it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All
and
right,
that
guys.
gives us our list, and it prepares us for
Endgame.
Endgame.
Yes.
Where will we put Endgame?
Oh,
Stay tuned
Stay
for
tuned.
that podcast where we're gonna tell you we're gonna keep our list.
yes.
All right, we're gonna
Yes.
keep our list.
Hold on to this.
Hold
bad
on to
boy.
this list.
Yep.
We still haven't decided where our next podcast is gonna be transmitted from. It's certainly not gonna be the Gigiplex because the Gigiplex is no longer gonna be
Available, yeah.
yeah. But there will be a podcast and there will be some discussions about Endgame, and we're gonna see where we're gonna put it on the list. Will it become
Will it take
a
the number one?
13 or 14 or will it become the number 1 or 2 or maybe 3?
Yeah, it could.
okay with that.
I think it may cross the top 5. We'll
Put
see.
it on the top 5 and I am a happy guy.
I agree. Shit. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, again, please go to goodgame.tech, join the conversation there, and please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. This is Mad Dog signing off for this week. Mr. Santos, take us home.
Doctor Strange is actually the best movie in the MCU. I see you guys. Peace. That's not true.
Not even close.
That's not.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
It's a really good one.
It's a good one.
I
but,
have to mention, I really enjoyed that movie.
To be
man.
fair, I think I've only seen it twice, and literally like
Well,
very,
twice is-
very early.
twice is
very
good.
early on. I feel like I need to see it again.
Really?
But
'Cause
I also kind of don't want to.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
it is what it is. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
GG!